and one of them has done one of these like online blind date things, and went to a restaurant meal with their blind date, and they found out the blind date that evening was their ex. So they both came in, they both sat down, and they went, you know what? Let's just enjoy our meal. And they ended up getting back together.
Love it.
It's the thingy song, isn't it?
It's, yeah, if you like pina coladas.
Pina colada
It's that
song.
song, isn't it? That happens in that song. It's really
But with
long.
well, I mean, there's more like they're cheating on each other rather than they've separated.
Yeah.
No, that's right in the story. That's explicit in the song.
I was tired of my lady. I know that sounds kind of mean. It's the first bit of the song.
Actually, you can't divorce him, Amy, because if you divorce him before you murder him, then you don't get any of his stuff.
Very true.
True.
Very
You
true.
murder him, then you don't have to divorce him, and you get all his stuff.
It's a win-win.
I don't know what our life insurance says. Because you'd still be named on it.
I would indeed. I'd be really rich in prison.
I wouldn't bother taking you off if we got divorced, I'll be honest.
Let's see how it's looking with the light on.
There will be no divorce. We're both far too lazy.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
We're both too lazy and both too stubborn.
Tabs, I don't know if you can hear me, but your Twitch is saying that you're playing Call of Duty Warzone, which is wrong.
It says Dungeons and Dragons on mine.
It says Call of Duty on mine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. I was looking at the title.
My last Call of Duty experience was Black Ops 2.
Game?
My favourite.
I know Jan has played through a very awesome Future Warfare.
Oh, Future Warfare.
No, Future Warfare, sorry.
Did you know, I found out the other day, this is probably going to amuse Dragon Age fans more than Mura. You know Call of Duty Future Warfare, whatever it's called, the one with Thingy and off Game of Thrones?
The guy that plays Jon Snow.
Yeah.
Infinite War.
It's written by the guy that plays Varric in Dragon Age Inquisition. So technically, it's a Varric novel.
And I actually was I've only had a chance to play one bit of it. I was very into Dragon Age when I played it.
It's a really, really good game.
I'm not a huge fan. Pardon me. I'm not a huge fan of the dwarf character.
That is Varric.
Oh, yeah, him. He has a very useful crossbow, and thus he can stay.
Varric's awesome.
He's roguish and bratty. Yes,
looking...
I know he's a rogue, but...
You think he's bratty? Wait till you meet Sarah.
And then there's Ed dude, holy dude who badly needs a punch.
Solus.
No, the leader, sort of cardinal male dude. I think he's like
Oh, I know who you mean. Yeah.
badly needs a punch to the face.
Yeah.
Solus, I'm quite fond of, despite the fact that I have sadly had the big spoiler spoiled for me because it came up in an outside Xbox video about Solus, which is a pity because he's such a cool guy.
See, I somehow, despite playing the game 5 years late, I managed to completely miss that. So when I got the reveal in the game, I was like, "What the?"
So what?
I need to sit down. I'm already sat down. I need to lay down.
Well, that does mean, of course. No, wait, he does. I was wondering, was he one of the few characters that escaped your curse?
No, because actually, no. My favourite character didn't get killed off of Dragon Age.
They are the one. And you'll also get the one in my novel, because you have the right to choose a cat. When I send it to you for proofreading, you can pick a character and I'll canon.
We are live!
What?
Woo!
I don't know why it said that I was playing Warzone. I've changed that 3 times so far.
Apparently not.
Must not have refreshed properly.
Madness!
Likely story.
Watch your mouth. That's what I thought.
Watch your
Pipe
mouth,
down.
woman.
Quickie divorce. I know the website.
Do you want to come within arm's reach?
No.
Ooh, ooh.
No. I'm not brave.
Fight, 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 fight.
Shut
fight.
up, man!
There would be no fight.
They wouldn't.
I
She'd
know
demolish
who
him.
would win. I know who
The
would
re-
win. I have
There's a
that
reason
stat
she's
on
got
my
a-
iPad.
There's a reason she's got a necklace that keeps her alive.
Yeah.
Talbs knows where he's bread buttered.
Yeah. There'd be 3 hits in this fight. Annie hitting me hitting the floor, and the ambulance hitting 60. Hello, stream. How are we all doing?
Hello.
It's been a while since we've been together rolling these old dice.
Certainly is.
So, shall we do a little bit of a recap?
Talking of my magic brooch, you haven't given it to me, so I don't actually know where it does anymore.
So,
I didn't make any
No,
notes.
she never makes any notes.
Yeah.
She always goes, I can't play, I'm not ready, I haven't got my notes. And then I look, and she's like, I haven't made any notes. I'm like, well, why do you need them?
When you drop to 0 hit points, it explodes and brings you back to 10 HP.
Yeah.
Can I have one?
Thank you, Deputy DM.
Deputy
I only
DM.
know that because I
TTM.
identified it and wrote
You did.
everything down.
Yes, Bob George, that is true. That is true indeed. Right then, guys and girls. Well, thank you for joining us again. And should we go through a little bit of a recap? I think
Yes,
we should.
please.
So, after adventuring for a while in the town of Bastion, Julyan decided to help her friend Umbraa with his missing brother problem, to where she went to visit Quincy and got Quincy to show some nice fond memories of Umbraa's brother. But they didn't stop
Afraid.
there. They didn't stop there. The one memory at the end was very much recent, making us think that his brother, is still alive. Ooh.
Dun, dun.
While this was going on, Sentinel was
Chatting.
chatting to a captured individual of the cult that keeps making themselves known to the group and doing the stabbies.
It was all very pleasant.
It was actually all very pleasant, with a bit of information
But-
gathered.
Psycho wasn't in the room.
Yeah, Psycho Dwarf
Like he
was
was
not
last
in the
time.
room. And then they proceeded to realise, hang on a minute, where's the rest of the party gone? And proceeded to realise that they'd gone to the Lucky Griffin after the tokens in their pockets started to burn hot. After entering the Lucky Griffin and turning the once captured prisoner into one of the denizens of the establishment, Quincy with a flick of
Oh
his
yeah, I
wrist.
forgot that happened.
Yeah.
Job done.
Yep.
Sorted.
Quincy decided that it was time for all his favours, you were to do a favour for him. And under a penalty of life or death, he needed to find the Elven the Elven Crocus, which was kept by his friend. I actually didn't write the guy's name down.
Friend. Suspect wording there.
What was the guy's friend called? What was the guy's name? I've got everything here except for the guy's name.
Bathia?
Bathia, there we go.
Bathia. Yeah, I've got Bathia written
Oh no,
down.
I have got it written down. I'm just an idiot. Who'd have
Is this
thought?
why-
Who'd have thought?
It's some manner of herb
Yeah,
for
I've got-
something.
I've got the theory.
And it's called an elven crocus.
The elven
That's
Is
what
this
I've
crocus.
written
Is this why VB got the best DM mug?
Yeah, because I'm clearly not. He's like, if I'm Jean-Luc, he's definitely my William Riker.
Aw.
So to go to his friend Bethia
The other way around.
and acquire the Elven Crocus. Upon a flick of his wrist once again, a doorway opened, and into it you
Like
stepped.
this.
Yeah, wham. Into it you stepped, and a forest was what awaited you. A thick, dense forest, roofed canopy. Thick, green, vibrant, damp smells. And as you hear a rumble in the distance, Julyan, you little rogue, you decided to duck away and hide. And upon hiding, you saw a face in the trees. I would like you all to roll initiative, please.
No. What?
Jeez, right
I don't
off
know
the
if-
bat.
Did we find out whether it was like a face in the trees
Natural
or a face in a
20.
tree? I can't remember what you said.
She just, as she was stood behind the tree, she looked up, and there was just a face looking down at her.
So,
I'm pretty sure I was up a tree.
You went up a tree. You started to climb, but because Jan's dex is higher, she managed to nip round first.
right.
So, if you could all roll initiative, please.
I'll get anything that helps.
20.
Have I got anything to help? Can I help in any way?
First roll of the game, nat 20. I'm using this dice for the rest of the game now. That's it. No other dice. Sorry, dice.
No,
Over there.
over there.
You're all redundant. This is my favourite now.
So,
Oh, I have used one of those.
Julian,
Well,
if you would like to all put your characters onto the thing where you think you are, Noella, I will put yours on.
Where did we come in?
You came in at the where Noella is here. You appeared in the bottom.
Okay. Well, I'd basically be by there, I think. And hey, Sentinel.
I'm kind of here, I think, because I went off
Okay.
into the trees, didn't I?
You would
Did
be.
I manage to get
where are
back
you?
down the
Where are
tree?
you? Yeah, you'd managed to climb down the tree.
So I would be sort of here-ish, wouldn't I?
Right. Okay. Yeah, you'd be sort of there. Jan, where are you on the? Where have you put yourself?
In the trees?
In
Where?
the trees.
Where I can't see.
Here.
Just camouflaged.
There.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Okay,
Is
roll
everybody
initiative.
happy with their positioning?
I'm not happy with my initiative positioning.
No, because I said I was You said I was behind Jan, so I would have been attempting to climb a tree, but Jan was quicker than me.
So you'd be sort of here, yeah? So you had a tree each. Is that okay, or do you want to go somewhere else?
Reach.
Oh, she hadn't actually launched the game. She's complaining about positioning.
Ah.
She's not even in the game.
I was watching it.
She was watching it on the stream. Bless her. Right, there we go.
Initiative.
That's fine there. Yeah, right. Okay, so 25 to 20.
23.
20 to 15.
16.
15 to 10.
Mm.
What was that?
12.
What was yours, Jan?
11.
No, wait, so's mine.
Right, okay.
Mine's 11 as well.
Right, dex off. Jan, what's your dex?
18.
Julyan goes before Noella. And then Sentinel, what's yours?
9.
Oof.
Oh.
I rolled an 8.
Right. So, Julyan, as you sort of your back's against a tree, you look up and looming over you is a face. Hang on.
The end.
Just, yeah, the end.
Do, 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 do.
Clever girl.
Clever girl. Clever girl. Why can't I click these? Huh?
Do you know what manner of face?
I know exactly.
I mean, is
what
it smiling? Is it?
I was asking Julian.
So, boom. What you see in front of you, because it's hard to see there, but what I'll do
It's
is
Groot.
I'll blow it
It's
up.
Groot.
Little Groot.
And you see start appearing from the tree line is as you see them as hang on, let me get them all out first and I'll do my DM spiel. Alright. Doing too many things at once. Claymore Nation, how you doing? Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons. So what you see is
A bunch of Groots.
I
Are
wonder
they?
maybe a group.
Whoa!
Whoa!
He's too big.
We're all dead.
these
Giant Groot.
these bark-like monsters.
There
Where
isn't one that size though. Is there?
no, there isn't one that size. No, they're all
'Cause
sort of
that
normal
is-
size.
That's real.
Thank goodness
Okay.
for that.
And you see them sort of pull themselves from off the tree and like lift their feet out of the ground as they're like pulling the roots out.
And
they're
are they
looking
sort
round
of
at you.
medium sized?
They're sort of the same size as you guys, yeah. They're not overly
Okay.
big. They're quite sort of slender with like this pointy bark all over them. You see them crawl up out of the foliage and stuff, and they sort of look around like, and look round.
Friggin' awesome.
Umbraa, you are up first.
Well, geez. Okay.
I am Groot. Say we are Groot. Say we are Groot.
Yeah, Groot.
Thank you very much, Claymore. Not so bad yourself.
I am going to. That one looks like it's going to be covered by the two lovely ladies over there, so
That's-
I will
Hello there.
Hello there. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
go
Yeah, like this.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and now I will use my feline agility.
There we go.
Hey,
First time in the campaign. To make it over to this one
Say hello.
and pop.
Roll,
Mm.
roll for an attack.
So we're not going to
first-
talk to them at all then?
No, they've come all medicine out the forest. Umbra's not going to
No.
talk.
Have they?
Are they not? They might just be approaching to say hello.
They've come out
They
of
look
the
like they're
forest, that's
approaching
for
to
sure.
say hello.
No, it looks like
Do they look like they're
all-
approaching to say hello?
all Talbs has said is they've come out of the ground, and then that was it.
Can I do an insight check?
We've rolled initiative.
When it's
I'm punching him.
that initiative doesn't necessarily mean fight.
That is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Well, let's get my attacks up then.
That
Let's
is.
click away from
that's
away
7
from
points of
persuasion.
damage.
Yep.
That's a natural 20.
Bow, 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 bow. Natural 20.
That is 11 points of damage.
Yep.
And then I'll spend a key point to do flurry of blows.
Ooh.
That is a 14 to hit.
That misses.
No worries. And that no, that's another 14.
Yeah, misses.
No longer my
Okay.
favourite. It's going in dice jail.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't think I can do anything else.
Right, okay.
That's my action. That's my bonus
I
action.
think you've done enough.
Yeah, that's it.
Right,
Uh,
okay.
I like how you've ran up to what's basically a twig person, and then just punched at them a bit.
Right, okay. So
You got burning hands, though.
it is now their turn. And what you see is watching Umbraa punch the crap out of the one, all of them stand there. And they plant their fists to the ground and roots start coming out over their back. And more roots start coming into them. And you hear this as they double in size.
All of them.
All of them.
Well,
As
now
mo-
they're large.
As more and more roots pile together to increase the massive size of these creatures. They like bits of wooden tree like ensnare onto them. Thorny armor now sticks out from all of their chests, and they look round and
Do they look more armoured now than they did before?
they look beastie as anything now. And the one that you just attacked is going to take
Kill
a
you.
crack at you.
Kill you in one round.
Take a crack. Go for it, mate.
19 to hit.
We're all.
Yeah, that hits. Just let Umbraa go down and then go. It was him.
You take 9 points of damage
Okay.
and roll a strength saving throw for me.
That is not my jam.
Yes, this did escalate quickly. Cheat
16.
machine.
16.
First in the initiative.
You, as it punches you and makes contact, from out of its arms, vines wrap around your neck and it lifts you into the air as these thorny barbs stick into your throat, and you are now dangling about 8 foot in the air as it's holding you. You are now restrained and technically grappled.
Not ideal. Say that again.
You are grappled.
Restrained and grappled.
I am grappled and restrained.
It means your movement 0 and you've got disadvantage on like dex saves, I think, and some other stuff.
Yep.
It's fair. It's fair. I did punch it in the face. It's
This
fair.
one moves 5, 10, 15. It'll go 15 to there. And this one will also attack you.
Fair.
It rolled a natural 1, so luckily you got away with that. As the one is swinging you in the air, it goes to
Did
take
you roll
a
with
swipe.
advantage because she's restrained?
Oh, no, I didn't. It still misses.
Baby!
It still misses. It still misses.
This is the bed you made, kitty cat.
It it takes a swing,
I was just
but
stood over here.
Right,
thankfully,
where's that quickie.com?
because
Quickie.com.
Quickie.com, Jesus,
A different one.
what has happened to this game?
You know what I mean.
Family
Wow. God. So anyway,
You
as
all knew what I meant.
as you are dangling like a feline pinata, this other one takes its lumbering form to take a swipe, but luckily you're just out the way and it misses. This one here also 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10. Right, Umbraa and Julyan,
Oh,
you now
don't
have
like you.
the chance of an opportunity attack if you wish to take it. 15, 20.
And so do we.
And you all, you both, yeah.
Have I got a reaction to be able to just go, whoa, no, lads?
Yeah, that's
Whoa,
what
no,
I
lads.
wanted. I wanted my
Yeah.
reaction to be
I was gonna say can
because I don't think Noella would attack nature willingly.
I would like, Jan, Mura, what would your reactions be?
Well, Julyan is. Am I before Mura in initiative?
You are. No, Mura's before you.
Oh, okay. I'll let Mura go first then.
I was planning to draw bow and arrow and sort of prep it and then have it as wait, I forgot what the term is.
You want to
where
hold the
you
attack.
Hold attack and say out loud like we'll lower our weapons if you're willing to listen. If you're, we're willing to talk if you are, essentially.
Okay.
You're all going like, we just want to talk, and Umbra's going, I'm gonna do this.
Right. Okay. In that case, if that's the way you're all going, will all of you roll a collective persuasion check for me, please?
Ooh. Nat 20!
Nat 20.
What's your You modify 0.
So that's a 20.
Yeah.
I've got a
14.
14.
That is
14 for
literally
Sentinel, 14
The
from
best
Noella.
Julyan can do.
Demp,
10.
10.
I mean, that's
as,
on the
as they
upgrade.
all start charging past, eyes just red, they stop. And they look. And they look at Umbraa. And he doesn't necessarily let him go, but he lowers him to the floor.
Come on, guys. Parts of me are wood. It's got to count for something.
We can all be friends here.
And you
I don't know if that'll
notice
make
that
it better.
they're not talking. They very much understand what you said, but it's just you can just hear creaks and as they're looking round at you. As you're all sort of whoa. Right, okay, so redemption. It is now your turn. You have drawn your bow and arrow. You've said, whoa, hold on. They have seemingly put Umbraa down, but not yet released him. What would you like to do?
I'm going to sort of, in a very obvious way, lower the bow. So I'm like not aiming the bow at them.
Okay.
And then I'll just say, I'm sorry that there may have been there's been a misunderstanding possibly. We thought we've had a lot of attacks upon us recently, and we thought you were attacking us, and my colleague wanted to defend us. Apologies for any misunderstanding.
You see them acknowledge you. They watch your arm as you drop the bow. You see them watch as the arrow points to the floor. Julyan, it's your turn.
I'm going to use my movement and bonus to run 40 feet.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to stand on this rock here.
Okay.
And I'm just going to be kind of stood there just doing that. So I'm kind of between these three, my 4-foot high halfling.
Yeah.
It's kind of stood between these 3 giant trees doing that. So I'm stood between them.
Sort of Chris Pratt with the Velociraptors.
Yeah.
As you sort of get between them and like, whoa, this big one here
Smash.
bends down and looks, and he's just like eye level with you.
Okay.
Noella?
Is
Noella?
now a good...
Oh. No, go on, carry on.
It's now a good time to mention that I have an advantage against being frightened.
Not yet. Noella,
Okay.
it is your turn.
Do I know what they are?
Roll a nature check for me.
Scary, that's what they are.
Literal pains in my neck is what they are.
Can Noella talk to plants in any way?
14.
You have definitely heard stories of like guardians of the forest and stuff like that. While you don't know much about them, you know these to be forest blights. Guardians of magical woods and forests.
Do I know how to communicate with them?
You know that where they don't speak a language, they understand language.
Charades.
Okay, so I'd probably just walk towards them.
Okay, so
I'll
put you there.
And I'd probably say something like, Guardians of the Forest, apologies for the attack. Similar to what my friend's saying, we've been attacked a lot, quite often. I think you startled my friend. Not many forests and trees from where he's from.
You are his first
Especially-
tree.
Especially ones that walk towards him. Please stand down.
Sentinel, what would
Hello.
you like to do?
I mean, I'm sort of set up for identifying magical items and punching at the moment. So,
Come on, One Punch Man. What are you doing?
probably, honestly,
Oh, sheep machine.
do I get any insight into their like physical behavior to see whether it looks like anything that we're saying is helping?
Roll.
Like, has it been gradually de-escalating, or is it just like we've gone, whoa, lads, and I've gone, hang on then.
Roll a perception check.
Perception,
Hmm.
not the best. 10.
I mean, it's not great, but you know they've put Umbraa down. They're not focusing on Umbraa at the minute. They are all turning to face the group. And that's all a 10 will give you.
Okie doke. I will just wait. My fists are on my arms, so I mean, I'll be ready to punch if I need to.
Okie dokie.
If one comes at me, I'll hit them.
Right.
I
okie
guess.
dokie. Umbraa, it's your turn.
Say sorry. That's what I'll
I'm
shout.
sorry.
That's what I'll say. That's how I'll use my turn. Say sorry to these tree people.
Apologise to the tree people.
Tell them you're sorry now. Or no
Um,
supper.
I will try. Am I on the ground?
They've put you down, but they're still very much holding you.
So are they still applying pressure, or is it just they're keeping me in place
They're
now?
keeping you in place. A case of, it's more, rather than we're going to pop your head off, it's more of a, what are you doing?
Yeah. I will look up at the one that I hit.
Like Agnes looking up in Despicable Me.
And I will say, I have had a rough couple of months. I apologise.
Puss in Boots.
See,
You
she
said I
machine
need
now.
to say we are Groot. We are Groot.
As
We are blight.
as
We are
you
blight.
say the words,
We are blight.
you hear various creaks and groans, and the pressure.
So
is
when I
rele-
get out of a chair,
the pressure is released from around your neck, and the vines go back into the arm of the creature.
and their armor class goes down, and they get smaller.
They stand round and they look at you, and all of them look at you. And
You
this-
collectively or Umbraa?
Just all of you collectively. This one steps back into the forest. That one steps back into the forest. And without noticing it, the vines and the leaves, it sort of just fades and goes back into the tree. And disappears like you'd have never seen it. You'd never notice it if it wasn't there. And these three start heading back slowly. And the same as
You
they
know,
hit-
is there a wizard house by here?
as they hit the tree line, they disappear one by one back in to the
Did anyone
forest
hear
from
me
which
shout? Is there a
they
wizard
came.
house?
They did, but they can't speak.
Oh no, but they can point.
No,
They can't point. They've got no arms.
no, they can point,
But
but
they
they're
just
not.
They
They're
just don't
not.
want to.
As they've
Well.
walked backwards, the vines and the trees, and they settle back into the bark, and as if like
Well-
magic, they disappear.
I'll turn
Julian's
to
gonna
them and
go-
just go, that was rude. That was just rude. That was rude of them to just ignore us.
Did I see where one of them was absorbed? Can can I have watched where one of them's gone?
Yeah.
That's Moonbeam.
Don't need to roll for that, no?
Roll. Yeah, no, you've been able to follow where they were.
Roll
Okay,
eyes.
so I'll go towards the one that was nearest,
Okay.
and then I'll sort of like. Can we all be adults with this sentence? I'll sort of like stroke the.
She's gonna stroke the wood.
It's
Oh,
like
sorry.
bar.
the bark.
Yeah.
And sort of, and just gently say, is there any chance you can help us? We're looking for a wizard's hut. Is it wizard's house
Tower.
thing?
I think they said he was a wizard, didn't they?
Will you show us the way?
Roll a persuasion check.
Does she get druidic advantage?
Nope.
Because she is one with nature.
No, she would have done if Amy hadn't punched them.
That's fair.
30.
Did you see what you did, Umbraa?
13.
This is detect thoughts all over again.
As you look
Detect fist.
at the
Bam!
as you look at the ground around you, you notice small, little yellow and white daisies appear in a pathway that leads you up into the forest and to the left, and then they stop as these small flowers start to sprout out of the ground.
I think we should follow the daisies.
The yellow brick road. Nice. We get a little way up the path and then it just ends with a daisy in the shape of like someone giving you the finger. You're like, well, I mean, it might
Walks us
still
off
be
a
this
cliff.
way.
Walks you off a
You
cliff.
should have bought a squirrel
Yeah, Rat Race,
not-
what a film.
and not punched a tree.
Do not punch trees.
And would we still be able to see them? So could I see the one that could Demp see the one that Umbraa had punched?
Hang on. Roll a perception check for me.
Okay.
If you're going to try and cast a spell at them, even if it's a good one, they might not know that it's good.
About a 17.
Even if it's a cure wounds, they might not know anything other than, oh, one of them's spelling me.
Yeah.
What was
you
it,
know
Mura?
how the human Minbari war started?
Actually, port's open.
Yeah.
17.
You look into the woods, but you cannot see where they went.
Okay.
They are now once again one with the forest.
Yeah, he'll sort of sheath his bow and he says, I was going to offer a cure wounds to that one.
It may not have understood the difference between I'm helping you with magic and I'm going to burn you to death with magic.
Good point.
So, as
I'm also going to say thank you to the tree
okay,
that is helping me.
as you hold your hand up onto the bark and you know, thank you, a small blossom appears in the shape of like a small rose, but the tree doesn't move, it doesn't awaken, just this small white blossom appears. You get the feeling that it appreciates you. Umbraa,
Yeah.
you get poo flung at you.
Oh.
Tree poo.
What's tree poo?
Like acorns.
Amber.
Yeah, or amber. No, I'm joking.
Would that be
There's-
tree? Isn't that tree blood?
There is.
That's like amber's like tree scabs.
Ugh.
I mean, I've got deflect missiles. Can I try and catch you?
No, no, it's not real poo. For God's sake, no, it's not real poo. So,
It's tree poo.
do you follow the path of daisies?
Yes.
The yellow petal road.
The
I mean,
yellow petal road.
we don't know any other way,
So,
and the map
Am I,
seems to
am
go
I
that way.
bleeding in any way?
you
have I
have
got
small
any-
puncture wounds around where the vine had wrapped around your neck. So there's a couple of little sores there, and your face hurts because it feels like you've just been... And I'll say this for the benefit of Claymore Nation, because I know he's in the chat lurking. It feels like you've been hit with a caber.
Oh, as long as it is in
Good.
your room.
Umbraa's just
Good
gonna
old
kind of
casual racism.
rub his neck and kind of like stretch it out a bit and kind of try and massage his face.
Julian's...
Did you get any? Did you take any damage?
Yeah.
How much?
9 points.
Julian's standing on the rock still, so having a rare occasion of being the same height as Umbraa. And it's just going to say, it's not often I get to say this to people, but you kind of brought that on yourself.
I will. Did Umbraa take any damage?
Umbraa did, yeah.
Yeah.
9 points.
Okay, I'll walk over to Umbraa and I'll sort of pat him on the shoulder and be like, nature's normally quite reactive. It will react to how you behave, so maybe if a tree's walking towards you, don't punch it. And I'll cast Cure Wounds, which is the 11 points. 11 points.
Nice.
Ooh, that's me back up to full. Thank you.
Nice.
Umbraa will just look at Noella and go, thank you. Where I am from, usually, if something is approaching you, it's to try and murder you, so...
I understand.
Even if it's a tree.
If the tree had been running
Actually,
at
if
you...
it's a tree.
If the tree had been running at you going, ah! We might have understood.
Yes, usually the things that are walking carefully towards me are also things trying to kill me. I come from a very hostile environment. You should already know this about me by now.
To be fair, they were just stood there. If we're going to blame anyone, it's Talb's telling you all to roll initiative when there was no fight.
No. There was. It wasn't. You're right. There wasn't a fight, but there was a definite order in which things needed to go down.
And unfortunately, Umbraa was at the top.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Mike Tyson over there. Right. So,
Right, we follow some flowers.
as you all reconvene and you find the path
How
of
long do the
daisies,
flowers last?
They last for probably 500 yards. They sort of put you in the right direction. They take you down a left-hand path, and then they sort of start to fizzle out a little bit.
We
So,
set off down the White Flower Road.
yes.
Sentinel in search of a heart, Umbraa in search of courage, and Julyan to go home.
Brilliant.
I've got an
So-
amber heart.
So,
Julian's going to pick up... Can I pick one of the flowers and just kind of like be walking with it?
That's his body.
as you pick it up, you hear, ow! No, I'm joking. Yeah, you can pick up one of the daisies if you like.
Julian's just going to kind of walk ahead, like, with this daisy, just...
Can I
Could I get a marching order for you
Send
guys
Rick.
then, please?
send Rico up to have a look if he can see anything, just like 60 feet up or something, to see
Yeah.
if he can see anything in like the distance,
Yeah,
the direction that we're
Get him
going.
to roll a perception check for me, please.
Perception.
Reception!
He's not too bad at this. He's better at this than I am.
Come on, Rico.
23.
Right, okay, so 60 feet will
There
get him
it is.
just above the canopy where the trees are. So it takes him a while to sort of fly through the branches and stuff. But when he gets to the top, he sees like a roofed forest. Flying a little bit further forward, but still in range. He can sort of make out a path between the trees. And then probably about 4 or 5 miles ahead, there is sort of a clearing on the path that you're traveling.
You can't see like a tower or nothing.
There's no tower, but there is a definite clearing in the trees.
Okay, so we can assume that we're heading in more or less the right direction. He
You
tells me through beepy whistly whoops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okie doke.
Please follow the road for 5 miles. Rico Nav.
At the end of the road, turn left.
So he comes back down. Could I get a marching order for you guys, please?
I think I would be near the front.
Okay.
Probably for the best.
So we've got Noella at the front.
I'll be licking my wounds at the back.
So,
I think Julyan said she wanted to be at the front, didn't she?
so we'll have Noella and Julyan at the front.
Yeah.
So how wide is this path?
You can walk 2 abreast. Maybe 3 abreast.
Yeah, I'll walk next to Umbraa.
Okay. So you want to
With
hang
my
back
daisy.
then, dear. So
Not Umbraa, Noella.
okay,
Sorry.
okay. So what we'll do then is we'll have Noella and Julyan at the front, Sen and Redemption in the middle, and then Umbraa sort of not trailing behind but bringing up the rear, sort of like bloody trees
I'll try and walk sort of halfway between
the two,
the two of them.
Okie dokie.
That is exactly what Umbraa would be saying at the back.
Right,
No, I'm just kidding.
Noella or Julyan, could you please either roll me both a survival check, or would one of you like to give the other one advantage?
I will give no. Well, actually, what is my survival?
I imagine Noella's is quite good because it's wisdom.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Noella advantage.
Okie dokie. Noella, would you roll a
Oh.
survival check for me, please, with
I
advantage?
shall indeed. I mean, it's a good job I've got a +7. So I
Is
rolled
it
a
an
1.
8?
I rolled a 1 and a 2. So that'd be a
Good, good.
9.
Right, okay. So
we're lost.
you
Is what
walk,
you're saying?
you walk him round, and Noella, you sort of at the front, and this is the broccoli I got thrown at me the other day. Look at his smug face. Look at his smug face.
Aw, he's so cute.
Good job, I love that dog. And Noella, you're having a sort of hard time keeping to the path, and you sort of divert slightly off to the left. You start cutting through trees and stuff, and you notice the path's starting to get quite thick. Redemption, and Julyan, you start getting out your knives to sort of like cut away a little bit at the thicket and the growth.
That wise move means what we've had up until this point.
I mean,
Stabbing wildly at trees.
fair enough. Okay, you start stepping over and parkouring over the growth rather than that then. But you come to sort of a little bit of a clearing, and Noella and Julyan again, would you roll perception checks for me, please?
Do I get the impression that this is the clearing that Rico pointed out to me, or is this a different one? Would we have got far enough yet?
Roll a survival check for me.
Survival? Oh no. 14.
11
14.
for my perception.
May have redeemed myself
Okay.
for a 24.
For a 24, right, okay. So, Sentinel, you start thinking to yourself, we're here a lot earlier than we should be. Julyan, you're still quite happily walking along, just sniffing your flowers and stuff like that. Noella, you stop. And just as Julian's about to carry on forward, you grab her by the scruff. She is millimeters away from... You look down on the floor, and there is this tiny, tiny, tiny purple sort of
Mouth.
bulb, like an unopened flower. And as you sort of look and go, oh, okay, you look and there's more of these bulbous flowers. They're a little bit everywhere, and they're a little bit like dispersed all the way across the sort of floor. They're not open, they're not blooming. But you notice the other side there is an opening in the forest which takes you back onto the main path. What would you like to do?
Do I know
Well.
what the flower is, Beans? Does I stop Julian from treading on it?
Roll an H check for me.
17.
17. You sit there and you look. And you realise, oh no. they're not bulbs of flowers. These are pods. And when threatened or damaged, these pods emit a toxic gas, which you know full well is very, very bad. And just as you're about to back up and go, well, hang on a minute, we need to get out of here, you turn back around and you realise you're already halfway through the field. You somehow managed
we did pretty well then.
You managed to look out and not walk through the rest of them. So, you stop, you look, and there
are we saying poisonous, or are we saying, like, toxic in some other way? Does she know?
Noella would know that it'd be poison.
Okay, so I'd probably tell everybody to stop, explain all that to them, and then say, right, we've got two options. We either carefully tread forward, or we carefully tread back and try and rejoin the path where we lost track.
The field that we're in, is it equal distant to every point? Like, if we go to the right, is it as far as going to the forward or the back?
You look over and, like, the right and the left. The reason why you've sort of followed this is because this is a little bit of a clearing in just, like, a thick, dense forest. So, like, you left and you've sort of made your own path, but you've sort of gone along with what naturally comes through here. So, like, you followed, like, animal tracks and stuff like that through here and stuff. So, where it's not a well-trodden path, you do know that this is probably a path that an animal or something has taken. While you're not encapsulated and enclosed, it's not open. So
I got you. It's like thick enough forest that it would be like a real hassle to try and fight your way through.
It'd be like trying to have to walk through a thicket of brambles and bushes if you were going to go to the side and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Yeah, so I think the options still stand. We're either...
And forwards is as far as back.
You don't remember...
No, I mean, just in the bulbs that we can see.
Well, you don't know how long you've been walking through this sort of field of bulbs and just getting it lucky, but you can see about 40 feet in front of you that they stop, and there's sort of like a bit of stone that walks up, and you're back onto a more open path.
Well, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm resistant to poison. So...
Would we be...
I'm not for another 4 levels.
Would... Noella, would it be safe to cast magic around them?
Do I know that?
I cast Thunder Wave.
I mean, I think the fact that they are set off when they feel threatened. It depends on what type of magic, I guess.
I could cast Pass Without Trace on the group, and then we can just carry on very slowly walking.
Do we get any indication of how if we've done anything in particular to get lucky this far? Is it just that we were being careful, or is it just or what?
You get the sense that you were just sort of...
Does it get thicker here? And
it's dense here. They're quite... You look behind you, and where they're sort of like slowly dotted around and stuff, where you are now, they're thicker. They're more congregated. You imagine like... This is sort of like germination area. This is
we just absent-mindedly tried not to step on plants because of what just happened with the trees.
Because plants nearly killed you. You've just been more cautious with the plants. Moving Shadow, thank you for stopping by. Nice to see you, Andy.
Right then.
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say I'll leave the decision to everyone else because I think I'll probably be all right. So,
is there a canopy over us?
Roll a perception check, please.
18.
You look up and there is a forest canopy over the top of you, but it's about 50 foot up in the air.
Is it covered in Tarzan vines?
It is just tall trees.
Yeah.
All right. Julyan is gonna start slowly walking forward, but can I use stealth?
Yeah. If you would like to roll a stealth check and a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Do you
Okay,
not?
which would you like me to do first?
Either or.
All right, I'll do the stealth check.
Do you
Do I
not wanna
know
get
whether
up
it
on Sen's
requires
shoulders
being
instead?
stealthy, or is it just a case that we've just got to be careful walking past them?
Um,
It's not like noise and stuff that disturbs them.
It's more you know. With it, what did you roll? 17. You'd know that it's not. You can be boisterous as you like. You've been stood here talking and they haven't gone off. You'd know more as if you knocked one or you kicked one or disturbed it in that way.
So I'd explain that as well.
Right. Okay.
So if we
Right.
just take it really slow.
My stealth was 19,
Yeah.
and then I've never done a saving throw before, but that's its own stat, isn't it?
It
There
is.
Right, so my +7. 11 for my saving throw.
So, you step forward and you sort of crouch down into that roguish stance that you take. You jump forward in between two of them. You step
Jump!
forward onto between
What are you
another
doing?
two. And almost like pop, 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 you get past 3 of these plants. And then on the 4th jump, you stop and there's a bit of wet grass underfoot. And you fall straight in your bum. Straight next to one. The bulb sort of opens and just goes... and you take...
Hold your breath.
You take... 10 points of poison damage as this purple spray gets up to your face and you just start coughing and choking and
And you stumble
feel
forward and knock
nauseous.
into 4 more.
Can
Chain
I-
reaction, they all go off.
Can I make my way over there and try and pick Julyan up to put on my shoulders?
Roll a another saving throw, a dexterity saving throw, please.
A dex saving throw.
Halfling saving
Okay.
throw.
Come on, these are my jam. Ooh, that's good. That's good. That's very, very good. That is 21.
With your cat-like agility, you have no problem. You follow her first 3 footfalls. You go to jump again, but you see the ground's a little bit wet there, so you jump slightly to the left, and you're in front of Julyan. And make an athletics check to try and pick her up.
Because I am coughing a lot.
This is not my jam. This is a -1.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's not bad. That's a 13.
As Julyan,
Very little.
as you sort of get picked up, you sort of panic and you sort of lash out and you sort of push slightly, and Umbraa, you fall backwards and you hit another plant. The plant, 2 of them go off.
I'm holding my breath. Does
Roll
that make a difference?
Constitution saving throw for me.
Constitution
8.
saving throw. That is a 7.
You both take 12 points of poison damage as these 2 balls,
Jeez Louise.
as you're showered in this sort of poison purple mist.
So,
Doing great.
is it that they're breathing it in?
It's touching them and being absorbed into skin. And,
Okay.
How close am I to Demp and Sen?
You're right next to him.
So I'll turn into a wolf,
Right, okay.
and then I will.
Aren't you now
kneel-
even bigger, trying to
Yeah,
dodge
but
through?
I've got more hit points, haven't I? So, and the wolf's pretty dexterous. And then I will kneel so that those 2 can climb on my back.
So Demp and Sen can climb on your back. Okay. So and
I'm
you-
quite heavy.
like
Yeah. Is
We
your
thought-
back going to be okay carrying her?
I am.
I'm a large metal man.
So I am also large, and my
Well, I'm not large, I'm medium, but yeah.
strength is +3.
roll a strength check as a direwolf.
Oh, she's a direwolf. Never mind. Carry on.
21.
Noella was just trying to hoist
You
2 of you up
do you
on
know
her back.
what? Fair play. Demp gets on, not a problem. Sentinel gets on, and while he's big and bulky and cumbersome as a direwolf, you sort of dig your claws in, and you stand up, and you're ready, and you have got them both on your back.
And then I will try and maneuver through.
Make a
But I'll try and make like a wide berth around where they've just set a load of gas bombs off.
Make a dexterity saving throw. No, make a dexterity. Yeah, dexterity. Yeah, roll a dexterity check with disadvantage because you've got two very cumbersome people on your back.
It's not a save anymore.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, it was a save. Yeah, so
So
dexterity saving.
what's a save? Because the saving throws, all it's got is intelligence and wisdom.
You've got.
That's what you're proficient in.
Yeah.
So if you're not proficient in dex saves, then it's just your dexterity modifier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Kane. How are you doing?
14.
You run through, and you get, I'd say, 80% of the way there, just jumping, bounding through, one after the other. Demp, you go, oh, what's your left? And she dives out to the left, and Sentinel, to your right, dives to the right. You're just about to get to the clearing, and you stop just a little bit too late, and poof, one goes off. All three of you, 12 points of poison damage.
I am resistant to poison, so I take half
You
damage.
take half.
12 was that?
12 points, yeah.
So that'll be my 6 temporary hit points gone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, diddums.
I am going to. I assume I've got like actions and bonus actions and stuff.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to use a bonus action to use defensive field and give myself another 6 temporary hit points.
Okay.
Just for if we need to fight later.
So
I can do it 3 times. So.
I should have guided myself before I changed.
you should have done, but you didn't.
Oh, I've got guidance as well. But it doesn't help with saving throws.
It's only
So-
hindsight with foresight.
So
It's
Umbraa,
only ability checks, so it wouldn't help anyway.
Julyan, you're about halfway through the field. You've both just been gassed. What would you do? What would you like to do?
I'm gonna pick Julyan up and sit her on my shoulders.
I mean, the 2 people that should be making their way through this dexterous forest of flowers is you 2.
Look, I've just been punched the crap head off by a tree. I'm not in the best frame of mind right now.
Super Groot just beat her up.
Yeah,
I will
Groot on steroids.
I will give Umbra advantage on whatever Umbra's about to do.
There you go.
So you're helping me.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay,
Pointing him out.
I'll put Julyan up on my shoulders and I'll say, "Be my eyes," and I'll
Close
try
my
and
eyes, and then
hot foot it across
Right.
in the gaps.
Okay, because you were both technically in the gas and in the poison, you would be rolling against with disadvantage. Because Julyan is
Okay.
helping you, it's just a straight dexterity saving throw.
It's just a straight dex saving
Yeah.
throw. Okay. Ooh, that's good. That is 19.
With the help of your halfling mastermind, left, right, you bounce toe to toe.
Left, the other
You
left.
spin. Towards the end, you get a little bit cocky, and you even
You
throw in a
pirouette.
little bit of a pirouette and a front flip, and you manage to land safe
Meow.
on the stone floor. Oof. Noella, thankfully you are super close, and one last leap puts you onto the stone floor next to him with your comrades on your back. You have made it across the forest. Sentinel, what is your
Hello.
passive perception?
it is 15.
Mine is 17 as a wolf.
Oh, yours is quite high.
It'll be this. Oh yeah, really? It
But-
should
That's
be the
what-
same. It should be
No.
the same as just your normal one.
17.
Sentinel, because you
Hello.
you notice that one of the bulbs that's open, that's exploded, inside there is a
Nice.
sort of chrysalis with a liquid inside where the poison was expelled from.
Is it still full?
It's
This
sort
one?
of half full.
Is half full enough for me to pick one?
You could always roll a nature check and find out.
I will roll a naked check and find out.
Please don't be a faker.
13.
You sort of look down.
This is me looking to see whether I could pick it,
You look
not
down,
me doing it.
You look down, and you reckon if you were careful enough to sort of cut around the base of the root and lift the flower out, you might be able to take the pollen and the chrysalis out from the centre.
What have I got in the way of tools? Thieves' tools have a set of narrow-bladed scissors and a pair of pliers.
There you
So
go.
can I kind of like
roll with thieves' tools then.
Yeah. 12? Not the best.
You sort of
Bloody rolled a 5.
you sort of go to sort of cut it out. And you do an alright job actually, but
I just throw it all over the floor.
yeah, in sort of pulling it out, you sort of break the side of the pod, and the like juice leaks out and stuff. You're like, oh, don't touch it. And you can't.
Do
really...
I see another one close by?
There is another one close by, but it is closed. Would you like to see if you can have a look around at this one?
What other tools have I got? I think. Should we try peel a thing open with the pliers again?
Yeah, go for it.
Gentle.
I mean, yeah,
Just thieves' tools again.
yeah, thieves' tools.
I'm trying to disarm this flower.
I've got. Can I know I'm like sat on Umbraa's shoulders, but can I help him because I'm proficient in thieves' tools?
Do you know what? I'll say you could look over his shoulders and sort of go, oh no, actually, try that one and this one, and you could, so
you can help from 30 feet away, can't
Roll-
you? Is that your part of your
I
mastermind?
can, yes, because
So-
I'm a mastermind.
So, as you watch
Yeah.
Sentinel sort of cock up the first one, Julyan, you sort of look over and go, no, try the thinner ones, the ones on the other side. And
Okay, roll with advantage,
yeah,
Yeah,
and I'm going
I
to guide myself as well.
okie
I have to
dokie,
be within
Something
30
like-
feet of a flower.
that's fine.
That's a non
Man,
brew. You're using
that
it
is
for-
not much better.
No, not those pliers. Those pliers.
15?
Honestly,
15. You cut across, and
Yeah.
just as you're about to make the fatal incision that you made last time, you stop yourself and go, no, Julyan said the other one. You swap tools, you lift it out, and as you pull it out of the ground, you have a full bulb of the flower out of the ground.
I'll put it in some pouch or other.
Okie dokie.
So what do I have?
You have the poison thistle bulb.
Ooh.
Poison.
I mean, I won't as wolf, but when I come back, will I know what it is to be able to tell him what it does, what its properties are?
Roll a nature check for me.
As a wolf.
Can I do this in like a bit of foreshadowing? So when I'm turned back into human,
Yeah,
I will
course.
do this.
I mean, you can turn back into a human now if you wanted. You want to stay as a wolf?
It's just a waste. She's got an hour.
Have you got anything to put it in?
I've got
Yeah.
pouches
Like
and
a
things.
box.
We'll say you've got like a jar or something that you pop it in and screw like a mason
I've got-
jar.
I've got a chest.
20.
You would know what they are to tell him you.
Can I tell him now, so we don't have to do it in an hour's time?
Yeah, so Noella would tell you
in the future.
Yeah, inside there is the chrysalis. There is just like what is essentially a vial of poison. But in the middle of the chrysalis, because you managed to get the whole flower, there is also like a dart, like a needle, that if also stepped on, it acts as like a and injects itself into the bottom of the foot of whatever stood on it. So
Cool.
it, not only does it spurt out and spray, but it can also sort of like stabby and mess you up that way.
And how much? Do we know how much damage it would do?
You know they do 3d6 worth of damage. That's
Nice.
that's the gas. The direct poison do 6d6 worth of damage.
Ooh.
I don't have that many hit points.
Yeah, but again, you will know that in an hour when when Noella is no longer a wolf and she can tell you.
Yeah, no worries. I just wrote it down for later.
Yeah,
I'll put Julyan down.
Okie dokie.
Nobody puts me in a corner.
Like lethal injection put her down, or just put her on the floor.
Put me
No,
out
I
of
mean
misery.
remove her from my shoulders and place her gently on the ground.
Right, okay. So
As
you,
I put this in my bag. Sorry, carry on.
Julian is not impressed with life right now.
Umbraa is also not impressed with nature right now.
Yeah. As I put this thing carefully in my shoulder bag, I realise that it's got things in it for other people. And I get the 2 shadow glass daggers out and hand them over to Julyan and say, like, that you'll probably get some use out of these. Cheer you up a bit from your poisonous ordeal.
Thank
I
you.
actually found a photo that I was going to use for the shadow glass daggers.
And I've got a picture on at the minute, but you just have to send me and I'll change it.
Okay.
So if you search for shadow glass dagger,
I don't think I can. I think this is view only. Can I edit? Oh yeah, hang on.
in your equipment,
Yeah.
you might have. Is there a button that says manage equipment? It might not be. It might just be a viewer on the app.
It might be just a viewer. I'll have to go to. I'll just have to go to the website.
No.
How will I cope? Luckily, I'm sat at a computer.
So I will throw this into the Discord for you all to see what they look like. So I should have done this.
And I've got 2 of them, have I?
You do?
Yes,
Ooh.
one for each hand.
Shadow glass dagger.
Uh-huh.
They say these black onyx blade daggers.
There
That's
you
not
go.
an onyx black. That's
Yeah,
not
see.
a black onyx blade dagger.
The-
Dobbs?
The onyx is the bit in the middle.
I am going to equip those.
There we go.
And I am
There
going
you
to
go.
remove them from my inventory.
I've got 5 daggers on me at the moment because I've still got Joanne's dagger. I never gave it to Joanne.
Did you actually tell when you identified it? Have you told Jan what those daggers do?
No. I hadn't.
Would you like to tell Jan what those daggers do?
I can. I mean, Jan can look what they do. I've just removed them.
Oh, that's okay.
I've got shadow glass dagger 1d4.
Okay,
Simple
so
finesse light thrown range.
they do a D4 damage piercing like a normal dagger does, but they do an additional 1d4 necrotic damage when they hit. And they pass through clothes and skin and leave no wounds.
I like. Thank
So-
you. I will have 2 to go.
So that's double the damage of all of your attacks, basically. Well,
So if I roll,
You roll
Can it-
2d4
does
instead
it-
of 1d4 now.
okay, because it still only says 1d4. It says 1d4 plus 4.
Yeah, because it's 1d4 plus
But then
4.
if you look, if you're looking, it's 1d4 plus 4 piercing, and then if you look in the notes, it should say
Yeah.
d4, and then a little like,
read the notes. I haven't got time to read.
and a little necrotic.
Don't have
Yes,
time to
person.
read.
But
I
yeah,
don't have
so
time to use
Not to read.
so like they pass, like if you hit someone with them, they pass through their armor, the skin, and like you just insert them into people's bodies.
Do you want them to? Do you want it to be that they pass through their armor elves?
Well, no, because sometimes you miss, don't you?
That's what I mean.
So.
Auto hit daggers.
Oh, spoons. You've
dear.
given Julia Maroon's razor.
I don't know. What? Yeah, maybe.
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Meh. Seems like a fun thing to do at the time. So, as you're all in the sort of stoned cobble area, Umbraa, Noella, and Julyan, slightly purple from where the flower's mist has landed upon you, a little bit chesty. You know, hay fever's really getting to you. Think.
I think my fur looks fabulous.
Nice purple streak. You pick yourself back up, and do you continue on through the path? Could I get a marching order again, please?
Julian is going to climb back onto Umbraa's shoulders.
You want to ride on the direwolf?
I was going to say you don't want to ride on the
front.
direwolf.
Well, the
the
direwolf's
front.
already got 2 people on it.
Oh no, they're
Oh, no,
off
I'll-
now.
I've got off.
I've definitely dropped them.
Can I?
Shook them off.
No offense, but Julian is going to climb onto the direwolf.
Definitely a nicer ride.
May I?
Up the tail, like in Last Guardian.
Up Trico.
Yeah.
As Julian
Hello.
climbs up the tail of Noella, she pulls it slightly, and Noella.
You got any barrels?
Can I ask you the wounds on Noella?
Of course you can. Yeah.
Because you said you took a bit of injury, Noella.
Yeah, I took 12 points.
A bit of injury.
You did too as well.
No, but that's on the direwolf, though, isn't
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna lose that shape soon anyway. So if
Oh.
you want to keep that, I don't mind.
it? True. Yeah, I'm progress to keep it then.
Right. Okay. Could I get a marching order then, please?
I'll go. Well, me and Julian will be at the front.
Okay.
I'll bring up the rear.
So
In the
should we
middle
do,
of
do
Demp.
you want to do the same as before, but swap Umbraa and Sentinel round, so you're all
Or
together,
just-
right?
We'll just bring Umbraa up next to them,
Okie dokie.
and then
So,
basically the same.
Noella and Julyan, being as though you're together, would you roll a survival check for us again, please? Either both of you together or one of you with advantage.
I'll give Noella advantage. Because my survival is pants.
Don't roll a 1 and a 2 again. Come on, dice.
Use different dice.
You've got advantage as a direwolf anyway, haven't you? Perception.
20.
20, right, okay.
There we
so,
go.
with nose to the ground and a sniffing away, the direwolf gets you back onto the beaten track. You walk for what seems like another 2 hours, and Sentinel...
Well, will you let me know when
Halfway
it's
through
an hour?
there, then.
Yeah, so...
I'm gonna drop Julian.
Yeah. I was going to say, on the way, you sort of, like, stop and dip your head so Julyan can slide down it. And then you revert back into your pallid elf form. You walk on again then for another hour to an hour and a half. Your passive perception's 17, isn't it? What's everybody else's passive perception?
15.
15.
16.
11.
Bless.
I am
Aw.
blind.
Noella
You-
and
You are not wise.
Noella and Redemption. You hear a flock of birds in the distance. You hear a bang, and a flock of birds just from over the canopy.
Did it sound like a gunshot? Or a different kind of bang?
You didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear a bang. Okay.
What? Yeah, do we have an idea what kind of bang it was?
Roll a perception check.
Someone shutting a door. Forcefully.
Is it a wizard sending up a flare?
Is it Haven?
Welcome.
Aggressively opening doors.
Haven aggressively opening doors. Bang!
21.
21. You don't know exactly what it was, but it was like you felt the ground shake a little bit underneath you.
So
Okay.
gunpowder.
So you carry on walking, and Sentinel, this is about the time that you would. This is where Rico sort of almost brought you out. And so you'd know that you were getting close.
This is more or less where how long I thought it should be.
Yeah. So
Cool.
Annie has just stepped away to go and do drinks for a second. So talk amongst yourselves for a while she's away, and we'll forward on the story afterwards.
Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah 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 blah
Blah, blah, blah,
blah 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 blah.
Blah blah blah. Umbra hates trees. Blah 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 blah.
Umbra does hate trees.
Julian hates life. Blah 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 blah.
Em,
I have lost half my hit points
Em,
to the flower.
chatting with Umbraa will be whether Umbraa agrees that nature has lost its fascination, and he'd rather like to be back in an urban space. But there's tavern.
I'll Umbral as we're walking. If Dem's kind of having this conversation with Umbra, he'll say, "Where I am from, we are trained to be highly vigilant, and I have had creatures like this around me before, and they were not friendly. The more time I spend with you all, I've become rather protective, I suppose, and I saw them as a threat, so I reacted." I'll try and be more patient next time.
Julian's gonna run up to Umbra and just go bang round his waist, just like,
I'll-
"Yay, my kitty."
I'll reciprocate. Do not, if we ever go back to my home, do not do that in front of my elders. They will think I have gone soft.
Soft kitty, warm kitty.
Julyan, I will hit you in the face.
Please don't. I've only got 17 hit points.
I could take those away in 6 seconds. You think about that?
Damn.
I just joke. I would never.
How many? I thought you had 40 hit points.
Yeah, and then I went and decided to tackle a poisonous flower.
Yeah, she fell on the flower. She fell
Oh, yeah,
fell on the
Fell on
flower.
them twice,
Yeah, no,
and
she
you got
didn't.
thrown into the flowers.
Yeah. But what she
Like, she
did
didn't
was,
fall directly on it.
what she
I
did, she sat. Yeah,
planted the poisonous flower.
if she'd have rolled any lower, she would have sat bum first on the
Which would have
poison-
stabbed her
on
in
the
the butt
poisonous
with
dart.
poison.
D6 poison damage.
Yeah.
Are you quite badly injured then, Julian? Would you like to cure wounds?
Yes, please.
Can
I think it sounds like she's below half.
May I do cure wounds second level, please?
Yeah, of course you can.
DP.
You know, not to like make a fuss or anything, but if
Umbra
anybody
is
does have a
feline aggressive.
spare cure wounds going,
I do want to just remember what a D8 is. That's a D8, isn't it?
this is a dice with 8 sides on it, Mura.
Yeah.
If it's got a 7 but not an 8, but an 8 but a 9, that's the sort of area that you're aiming for.
Right. So
It's
This-
the dub-
this
it's
stream
the
is
double
sponsored by
pyramid one.
squashes.
Be nice. We have to be nice to him. He's not well.
that's 8 hit points.
Who adulted? Right, 8 hit points of healing.
Yep. 2 didn't roll very well.
It's either that or he's just stabbed you, which seems hard.
Oh no, I thought that was my healing hand. Oh, my bad.
Don't worry, Julyan, I'll make all the problems go away. Shit.
Yeah. No
Don't
more
see-
pain.
Nim's turned, get him!
I knew it.
So, as you all reconvene, you're walking along. You walk for
Walking
about
along.
another hour or so, and you see in front of you the clearing. And it's getting quite dark now. And the moon has sort of started to peep from behind trees. And in the middle of the clearing, there's sort of a raised sort of platform. And on the top, you can just see red flowers. Big red flowers. Just growing all in the middle. And all dotted around are just torches that are lit around this
Would you
sort
say
of
that they
raised
look like
garden.
crocuses?
Roll an investigation check.
Investigation. And I will guide myself,
Investigation.
as I remembered.
Just the way we feel.
Shall I get...
Ooh.
I'm trying to decide whether to get Rico to help me so I can have advantage. Why not? Is that something Rico can do?
Are we staying out of sight first?
Oh, you're still set back. He's just looking in.
I don't know if I roll investigation as well, but I hope so, because my investigation was 24.
Can Rico help me investigate?
Yeah, if you want.
Sweet.
He's just on top of your head.
28.
You both notice the long, elongated stamens
Ooh.
that are
Saucy.
synonymous to crocus flowers.
Is that what we're looking for?
It looks like it. Can I... How long do we want to hang around here? Is it getting dark? Is it getting to night time? You said it was dusky.
It's about 5 o'clock-ish. The sun's just starting to go in and the moon's poking its head out.
I will cast Detect Magic.
You cast Detect
So-
Magic?
I can sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of me. I can see a faint aura around any visible object or creature in the area that bears magic.
There
So
is.
if it looks, does it look like it's alarmed?
There is no
Does
glow.
the flower look alarmed?
Or it's like a magical trap right next to it or anything?
There is no glow.
No glow.
No glow.
No glow.
There is no glow. There is
No.
no moon.
When
I
When
can turn the rogue invisible.
when Quincy said that this person was his friend, did he mean he was his friend or his friend?
I'm guessing this one.
Yes, then I believe invisible stealthy person is probably the way forward here.
Can we not see it? There's no house anywhere.
Roll a perception
Nearby.
check.
Nope. Nope. 10.
Sentinel cannot
You
see
don't
the
see
forest.
anything other than the garden.
Hold on. He
Hold
said
your
they
horses.
he said they were yellow. He said the elven crocuses were yellow. These are red.
I only wrote crocus down. I wrote herb for something. Elven crocus.
I wrote down yellow flower, elven crocus. So you think, did you say these are red?
Yep.
I
Yeah.
think if it was meant to be something so precious, they're not going to be out in the middle of nowhere with no protection.
I also agree. Can I
I
see
will-
any yellow flowers?
Roll an investigation check.
I have a
Unless
look as well.
They turn yellow when you touch them.
22.
9.
You have a good look. You can't see any yellow, but there is a lot of red ones.
Does anyone have a message or sending or anything?
Nope. I haven't even got level 3 spells.
Oh, I do have.
Fabulous.
To have sending.
Do I have a message? Or am I thinking of the wrong character? No, sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong character.
Wrong character, who dis?
Different character. Who this?
Mura's been playing the wrong character sheet the whole game.
I'm playing Wiz in the D&D game, and he has message. So...
How big is this clearing?
Very large.
Okay. Like, I can't see to the other side of it.
You can, but it's just a wall of trees.
There's no other paths out of this
No,
bit of
So-
forest.
it's a straight.
It's concealed enough that I could probably walk in the tree line and get a view from around the whole clearing.
You could if you wanted.
Can I stealth around the clearing and see what I can see from the other side?
Roll a stealth check for me, please.
Come on, this is my jam. Do not roll low. Do not screw me. That's a natural 20.
Natural 20.
Yes!
That's 26.
26 total. Right. You believe yourself to be pretty well hidden. So would you like to have a
Okay.
roll around the outside?
Barrel roll.
Run the outside. Run the outside.
So, am I rolling
I don't
perception
want
to
to-
see
I
what I
don't
can
take
see
them
from
back.
the other side?
I'm not going to eat them. I don't want any more. She's trying to feed me sweets and I don't want them. Yeah, you walk
Yes, you
around to the other side. I tell you what. Let's do this, shall we?
Yay!
Those aren't red, they're green. Lies.
There's only so much I can do, okay? So, if you all place yourself at the sort of the mouth
guessing we were,
here,
yeah. Guessing we were sort of there-ish, weren't we?
mhm. Umbraa, which way would you have liked to have gone?
I will go to the right. I'll go this way.
Okay, how
Can
far
I...
would
I want to go like from there. I'll try and literally get like completely the other. I want to see from every angle what can I see
Okay.
as I run around.
Okay, so
Can
you
I
wanna...
do what Umbraa is doing but going the other way?
You sure can. Right, pick the first point.
Yeah, and I'll roll stealth again.
Yeah, roll a stealth.
23.
Nice.
Stealthy twins. Cross. I fived.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
I'll also roll stuff.
Samurai piece of cats.
Can I
I
have,
just I rolled stealth with disadvantage. I rolled 2 1s and I'm plus 1.
I was gonna say, can I retrospectively cast Pass Without a Trace?
You can, but it won't affect Umbraa and Julyan. They're too far away.
They're too far away.
Fair enough.
We're pretty much passing without a trace on our own, but thank you.
My
When we
total
get
is
back in,
2.
we'll be even more stealthy as we come back.
So your total's 2. Redemption, your total? No,
I mean-
your total?
Well, it would be 12, wouldn't it?
Are you still
Yeah.
casting Pass Without a Trace?
Are we trying
Do
to
they
be
stack?
stealthy?
Like, if Dem cast Pass Without Trace, would it add
No,
another
they don't
10?
stack.
I think
Can
they
you imagine?
might.
Be amazing.
We just walk in, pick the flower, and walk out.
Your stealth is 57.
Stealth was 13, that roll. Oh, is this... Do I plus the 10 for Pass Without Trace?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 23.
25.
Right, okay.
Well,
Is that where you are now, Julyan?
Yes.
Right. Doesn't 18 hit?
Oh, shh.
What a scene with the 23?
Yeah, I'm 23 stealth.
It does.
Jeez.
Yes,
You take...
but I'm 23 stealth.
it's passive perceptions 49.
You take...
Obviously.
You take 13 points of damage, and you are thrown 10 feet from out of the tree line.
Ouch.
Bye.
All you see is Julyan just go, "Ah!" Poof, and hit the floor. The trees start to shake.
These guys again.
You hear a roar.
It's a T-Rex.
And from out of the trees, with just
clever
a noise that just deafens you of a scream, like a screaming roar.
A dragon. Oh, it's a plant dragon.
A green scaled dragon with vines wrapped around its neck flaps its wings as it steps out of the forest
that's
towards
real big.
you.
I think we found Bethia.
As it bears down, snarling at you, it goes, "Tell me why I don't eat you as a snack. Also, tell your friends in the trees to step out."
Okay.
Okay, like, I'm quite obviously over here.
One, I wouldn't be a very satisfying snack, because I'm ickle, and... Guys!
I'll step forward and I'll attempt to go through my notes because I've had a memory lapse.
Where would you like to go?
The guy who sent us.
Where would you like to go?
Quincy sent us.
Wait,
I'm going to assist you.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say
Yeah.
I'd ask if it's Bethia first.
Yeah, is this Bethia?
Quincy might not be his friend.
Is it a he or a she?
It's a dragon.
I mean, I'm not sure if I'm at a good angle to sex the dragon.
I mean, there's a size difference that might be against you.
Where would
if
you
you're
like
up
to
to
move
that
it
business.
Noella? Do you want to push forward or stay where you are?
I'll sort of raise a hand. Come at us.
Well, I will. I will try something, and I will cast Summon Fae and send them out instead.
So you're summoning your fake creatures. What are they? Are they direwolves as well? They were last.
No, it's a Fae spirit, and it manifests in an unoccupied space that you can see within range.
Right, okay.
Do you choose its form on that one?
It just says Fae spirit. La 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 la.
This that block.
This corporeal form uses a Fae spirit stat block. The creature is an ally and you're a companion. I think it just looks like a creature.
Okay. Well, what have I got here that I can use as a...
I will cast it in a mirthful mood.
Nice.
So, the Fae
Yeah,
spirit...
fuming is probably not the best plan in this situation.
Mirthful mood. I've just got this image of it like a puppy. It just pounces and goes, "Hi!" and its tail's wagging. It's just.
Hi,
the puppy
dragon!
is so pleased to see a dragon.
I'm so happy to see you.
Squish.
Sorry, I've just had a thought about something. Never mind. I'll
Oh.
I mean, it does have 40 hit points. It's not bad.
It's pretty good. It's almost as much as me.
Mm.
Although at the moment, it's more than me. Because nature hates me and keeps attacking me today.
Yeah.
I mean...
I know how you feel.
I think you attacked it first.
You started it.
I did not start it with the flowers. The flowers started that business.
So
I think
there
I
is your
started with the
Fey spirit that you've sent out.
Oh, bless.
You've got a little Fey spirit.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen!
In the shape of a little fairy.
Hey, spirit!
Hi.
So,
Listen.
as you all...
I don't think I'd have sent it that far out.
Alright.
And be sort of like in line with Demp, so it looks like we've walked out, or it thinks, hopefully.
Okay. It looks at the Fey spirit and just goes, cheap tricks.
Whoops.
Do not patronize me with your cheap magic conjuring. Everybody out!
Can I raise a hand and just go, excuse me?
And as you do that, it sort of just...
We're
And
looking
looks
for
over.
Bethia. Are you they?
It sort of looks and snarls over its teeth and goes, I am the one they call Bethia.
Okay.
Awesome.
We're in a bit of a pickle here.
Of course, you've wandered into a dragon's lair.
I mean, it's many-fold problems, all upon our plates. We were... I mean, I don't want to say tricked, coerced into coming to speak to you by a gentleman called... What's his name?
Quincy.
Quincy.
As you mentioned,
And I'm not super happy about it. And
As
I
you-
can't imagine you're super happy about that we're here.
as you mentioned Quincy, he goes, funny little man.
He is odd, yes. He is quite fond of a yellow flower by the name of a Elven
Crocus.
something Crocus. If you could point us in the direction of it, we'll be happy to be on our way.
He
Or
sort
if
of,
there's something we can do for you, or...
he sort of sniffs and, it's been a while since Quincy required my services.
Just seem quite self-sufficient.
And he takes a couple of steps out and stands next to the raised bed platform. And he breathes in. And then... and he blows this green mist across the red flowers. And it sort of dances and barks, apparently. It dances and makes the flowers shake. And as the flowers shake, the red fades into a golden yellow.
I mean, only a colourblind man thinks goldy yellow.
It's magic! It's magic!
Green and red do not make yellow,
It's
Toms.
magic! It's not meant to, it's magic!
Oh, bless you.
Magic VoodooBeard.
Bless your broken cones. Bless them. Bless your eyes.
Magic.
Magic, yes.
Magic.
You should
Magic.
call him.
VoodooBeard, note two things. One, magic. Two, dragon.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
3. Do not insult the DM while he has a dragon on the map.
I am all the way over here.
I'm not. I'm under the dragon, and I have
See,
12
squishes
hit points.
Julian.
The
I am small and squishy. Please do not
Oh, oh.
antagonize the dragon.
No, I'm antagonising Talbs. I'm being very polite to the dragon.
It's true.
I'll give him a bow, or her, I don't know, give them a bow, and say, is there a cost to take one of these away?
There is no cost.
I
Marvellous.
suppose you've got some healing herbs on you.
We'll sort that out. Don't worry.
A dragon's treasure is one not many people live to tell the tale of. You may take but one flower for Quincy. No more.
Insight check to see if we're going to die if we take that flower he's just offered us.
Roll an insight check.
Also, they said one for Quincy. They didn't say anything about how many that we can take for us.
We will take just the one for Quincy.
Redemption's like, no.
I mean,
Umbraa has not stepped out from the forest yet.
21.
You get the feeling that you can take one.
I will walk out and walk towards the flowers then.
Yeah.
So, Noella, you take the steps up, and as you sort of approach the flower, the dragon sort of ducks its head and just goes, "Be careful!"
Oh, well, actually, I'm making sure I don't sort of interrupt when Noella's working, so the dragon doesn't think I'm trying to cover for Noella. I'll just say, this is quite impressive. It's just the magic you use.
It looks over at you and just goes, "I'm a dragon. We can do many things."
I will ask if anybody wants to come and help me so that we can do this
only
carefully.
pick one.
Yeah. And don't damage the one that we're going to take.
I am probably the least dexterous person here. So,
Well, I have a herbalism kit, so I've got clippers and stuff, but I just wondered if someone wanted to come and give me advantage.
I can. Yeah, I should be able to help from where I am. Let me just double check. Oh, that's a purple line that I just drew on the map.
there we go.
Oh, I am. Yeah, I'm within 25 feet of the flowers, so yeah, I'll give you advantage.
So roll a dexterity. How does it work with the flower kit at the like? What does it give you?
You
A
just
herbalism kit.
you choose the DM sort of chooses how it helps.
Right. Okay. So
It might mean that she gets to like add proficiency. to whatever she rolls,
Roll a
or-
dexterity check with advantage and add your proficiency.
Apologies, just to lose a second.
No worries.
Has the dragon noticed me yet?
The
Has
dragon.
he said anything?
Yeah.
I mean,
dexterity.
the dragon mentioned that there were people in the trees, and you were the only person in the trees.
Well, no, you guys were in tree
No.
tree line too.
No,
we
they
were
were
just
they were
sort
in the
of-
tree line.
We were just stood in that in the mouth of the clearing, weren't we?
I thought there was trees the whole
18.
way round.
No, it was a road that goes into the clearing, and you jumped into the clearing. It was only because Jan literally stood on its foot.
Ah.
Should we just kill you all quickly, so when Mura comes back, he's just like, "You're all dead. It went horribly wrong." So 18. 18. You
Flip 2. Oh no!
you kneel down, and the smell of these flowers is so sweet. It's like possibly one of the nicest smells that you've smelt in a long time. And you sort of root around at the floor and you follow the stem down, and it's quite unnerving because as you're crouching down, there is the green dragon just staring down at you. It's sort of thorny, barky antlers, like twisting and gnarled. You can see like every notch in them, battle scars. As he's watching you, like he's not blinking. And you clear a space at the bottom. You get as much as the stem as you can. You take a small pocket knife that comes in a kit and just snip. And the flower, the clippers. So you snip, and the flower becomes free.
Boom.
Da-dum.
Can I shout out to the dragon again and say, thank you very much for your patience. I am curious what the properties of these flowers are, as we've been sent all this way to collect them, and you protect them so fiercely.
Julian's gonna look at Sentinel like he's just grown another head.
And, like, curiosity is one of the only things that fuels this robot man.
It looks up from Noella and stares at you and goes, "These flowers can bring life to the death. Bring life back to death.
Ooh. Impressive.
These flowers can make the paralyzed run free. They can make the blind see. They can make the deaf hear."
Restorative magic. Very nice. Well, I think we've taken up enough of your time. I wouldn't. If he was still talking, I wouldn't have interrupted. But
No.
I will ask him if he knows where the nearest door is,
we are going to need a door.
just to get to Quincy, not for anything else.
He sort of looks and just goes, and his tail swishes past, and carved into one of the trees that he sort of swished is like, it's almost like you'd see a hobbit door, like just a small round opening. He says, "The funny man walks out of trees. I like Quincy."
Righty.
And Quincy have sent us through that door.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. The git.
I'm gonna ask his permission for us to use that door. Are you okay if we travel through that door?
Make a persuasion check.
I've got a backup plan. If we can't use this door.
18.
The dragon sort of looks and snarls and goes, "You may leave my lair under the condition, if anyone comes here, anyone, and I find out you have been running your human little mouths, I will find you. Put your hand down, robot man."
No humans here. Not a single one of us are human.
Humanoid. Don't correct a dragon.
Not a problem.
Says, "A friend of
To be fair,
Quincy.
Quincy's the only person that's been telling people to come here.
A friend of Quincy is a friend of mine. But do not test me. A dragon guards his treasure fearlessly. And on the wild mother I will protect."
So, the message you would like us to send back is that Quincy shouldn't send anyone other than himself to collect another flower? Or are we permitted to return if he needs a second?
He sort of looks at you and just goes, "You may enter my sanctum for one flower at a time, under only the instruction."
Seems fair.
Julian's gonna put her hand up, which looks a bit weird because she's actually laying down still, but...
He just looks down and goes,
Why can't Quincy get the flowers for himself?
He sort of looks and goes, "A man like Quincy has better things to do than pick flowers."
Fair.
Noella, roll a... Your passive perception's 17, isn't it? Oh. No. Can everybody else hear me?
Yep.
No. All right, now. Passive perception's 17. As he's turned to talk to Julyan, you notice a huge laceration across his neck. Old, scarred, but it's massive. And although he's like, you can see where on his horns they're sort of gnarled and shriveled, where he's obviously been hitting things with them. Apart from this massive mark, he's pristine for an old dragon.
Does it look like he's been chained up?
Roll a perception check.
The thing with dragons, as they get older, they get better at being dragons.
25.
You notice that the laceration does go all the way around the neck.
I imagine it's probably a sore subject.
I think we have taken enough of this kind dragon's time. I think we should go. Complete our mission.
And the trees, the door is sort of there-ish.
Yeah. So as you all approach the door,
I'll bear on my way past again.
as you all approach the door, the dragon moves round to the back to know where Noella is, sniffs the flower, looks you up and down.
Eats me whole.
No. Looks at you and goes, "It's nice to see another child of the forest." And then continues walking round.
Before, as he's walking away, I'm just gonna say, Amara.
Oh. The dragon stops dead.
Oopsie.
He does a dragon.
And,
Go, 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 go.
and looks and goes.
I've already got my token on the handle.
And looks and goes, "You know Lady Amara?"
I think she's following me and sending me messages. I don't know her. I know of her.
He sort of looks at you and sniffs.
I think she brought Julian's friend back to life.
Amara is very powerful. She was nice to me.
Was she after
Take
a
a flower.
flower?
No, never a flower. I first met Amara some 400 years ago.
Did she heal your neck?
And he stops cold. He goes, "You shouldn't ask a dragon questions. I am the lord of this forest. Get out."
Take that as a yes. Let's go.
It is my will that you leave here.
I've already opened the door.
So as you
So
all
we'll
open the door,
leave.
as a very angry Bethia is stomping around, screaming about his reign and his lordship of said wooded glade, you step through and you feel the air immediately sucked from out of you as the door in front of you closes, and as you you are stood once again in front of the Lucky Griffin.
Boom. Boom. Hello again. I assume Thingy's there.
No, you're at the front door. You haven't walked in yet.
Oh, does the
It takes you to the
doorknob not take
takes
you
you to-
through the front door?
It takes no. This one takes you to the front of the sort of porch area.
Okay.
Is there an outside to the Lucky Griffin?
Yeah, there's a beer garden. They've got to now. It's the only way they can serve drinks with current COVID laws and stuff.
So
like
is there
that.
a front? So there's a front door to the Lucky Griffin
Yes.
actual pub, I'm going to take my beer token
Mm.
and put it on the front door handle to the Lucky Griffin.
You open the front door to the Lucky Griffin, and there is another front door to the Lucky Griffin. You're at the front of the pub again.
So what's
Nice.
what's it look like around? Are we just in like floating
Can
in space?
Can I see myself through the doorway?
You can.
Oh goodness, it's one of those. It's one of those images.
Roll a perception check.
Nice.
So for the first time, you've really looked around.
Oh, 10. Lame.
That's a 21, by the
Terrible.
way. I was muted.
Yeah, I heard you. It's fine. You realise that there is a path that walks towards the Lucky Griffin, but the path is literally just a path. And you look around, and you're in, like... It's just the night sky, and you can see, like, swirls of universes and galaxies all the way around you. And there is just this one dark stone path that walks you to the front of this building, which you now realise is set upon just a lone rock floating in the middle of this cosmos.
Before we go
No.
in, can I take the flower out?
Yep.
Do I know anything about this flower?
Roll a nature check. Reese, how you doing? Sorry, I didn't see you there.
Is there, like, a pebble or something on the floor?
Roll an investigation check.
21.
I will have Rico help me as well. Yes.
You have heard of this flower in, like, fables. You remember your mum telling you a story when you were a child of the princess and the knight. And the princess's knight was killed in battle. And she managed to get one of these flowers. And she turned it into a potion which brought him back to life. And they lived happily ever after.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
My investigation was 28.
You do indeed find a little small smooth pebble on the floor.
I am going to stand in the doorway of the Lucky Griffin, looking back at myself in the
Trying to
doorway
throw
of the
a pebble
Lucky
at
Griffin.
yourself.
And I'm going to throw a pebble at myself, and I want to know how quickly it hits me from the distance that I'm throwing it.
So, are you still...
I'm trying to work out how timey weird these portals are.
So, as you
He's
stand
doing
in front of the
science.
doorway, you and throw it.
This is the whole class. Is magic
You
science.
throw it, and it goes tink as it hits you on the back of the head.
Nice.
Umbra's just gonna sit on the floor and go, no, this is too much weird for one day. No.
So,
Just sit on the floor.
was that story circa 400 years ago?
You just know it as an old fairy tale, like a proper old fairy tale.
Do I know if I was to take a petal off this flower or a leaf, whether it would do anything to the flower, whether it would compromise it in any way?
Roll an H check.
I'm going to pick that pebble up again, and I'm going to throw it the other way. I'm
Throw
going to put
it-
my back to the doorway and just throw it to where the pebble came from, where we walked through when we arrived through the doorway.
You throw the pebble, and it just goes on the dark path.
So it's one way. Interesting portal mechanics. I'll nudge
Umbra's
Demp
drawing
and
happy.
say,
Umbra's drawing happy things in his notebook.
I'll nudge Demp and say, I assume this is something in your wheelhouse.
17.
Portals and other dimensions.
You don't know enough about this flower that if you start picking and poking at it, what's going to happen.
Julyan's gonna run up to Sentinel and go, throw me!
I mean, I'm not very strong, but I'll have a go.
Oh wow.
Oh jeez. How many hit points do you have?
Okay, I'm gonna kneel down with my back to the doorway, and I'm just gonna throw Julyan over my head and just look where she appears from.
Okay. So, Julyan, you sort of stand in his hands, and he sort of just goes, "Foot," and throws you backwards to the door. And it's weird, as you sort of go through the door that you're looking at, you sort of go, "Ah, ah," and do it again. And Sentinel, as you're stood there, you throw it backwards, and Julyan, with a flash, appears in front of you and lands in a pile on top of you.
Nice. So, but did I see, like, how far away, sort of the general area that this portal...
I'd say about 4
brings
foot
us?
in front of you. So, Julyan, as you're thrown towards the door, you go through towards the door, and you land again in Sentinel's lap, and you're just like, "Whoa, that was weird."
Okay.
Hi.
I'll turn to Demp again and say, what do you suppose this is some manner of pocket dimension or other plane? I seem to remember you saying that this was your realm of expertise.
I wouldn't call it a realm of expertise I have. It's more my mother's realm of expertise. She's just sort of taught me a few bits here and there. I mean, I can certainly think about what I would know. DM, what would Demp know?
Roll an use it.
Is it? Are you a Horizon Walker?
Yes.
Can you? There was something about detecting like planar portals or something. Is that something they can do, or have I completely forgotten how your class works?
That it's something I can do. I've just never used it before.
It seems like the time.
Julyan is now. You know how, like, when you give a small child a house that has a clear path through the kitchen door, through to the door into the garden,
Cheers,
and then
baby.
back round to the kitchen door.
Yeah.
Julyan is now running through the portal, appearing, running through the portal, appearing, running through the portal, appearing, and just having a whale of a time.
As all this is going on, the door opens.
Oh, is it already open?
It was already open.
No, the door opens, and Quincy's
It
going.
opens and opens again.
Quincy opens the door. Just goes, "Having fun?"
Yes.
I'll put the flower away.
Okay.
Can I quickly? Sorry.
No, carry on.
Can I quickly use that detect portal ability?
Yeah, of course.
So I think it's not a roll or anything. I just, as an action, you can detect the distance and directions of the closest planar portal within 1 mile of you.
You don't detect a portal anywhere near you.
It's not planar magic.
Which leads you to believe that this is its own little pocket dimension.
It's not another plane. It's a little folding space that he's poked out for himself.
Yeah.
It's like
Interesting.
I can bring this to mansion.
So he goes, "Well, come on in."
All right.
And he turns around and walks back to the bar of the pub.
I was just having a little nosy at your magical gateway.
Fascinating, isn't it?
It very much is.
Would you like to know how it works?
Yes.
It's quite simple, really. This is the Lucky Griffin. It exists,
It is.
but at the same time, it doesn't exist.
Okay.
Where we are exists only in this realm. It doesn't exist anywhere else. Take this cup. It exists here. If you were to take this cup out of here, it would no longer exist.
Yep. Okay. So it's a magical construct.
Correct. But think more permanent.
A permanent magical construct.
Correct.
I'm a permanent magical construct.
Congratulations.
Schrodinger's pub.
Schrodinger's pub.
It's
Now, all of you, before we get down to business, I've just made cocoa. And he gets this massive sort of, like, cast pot and pours out the brown, sweet-smelling liquid. It smells incredible. And you see him grating little bits of nutmeg over the top. And he drops in a cinnamon stick. And he just... it needs something. Got it. And then he squeezes a little bit of orange in each one. And then slides them to all of you. And goes, now I know, Sentinel, you don't need to eat or drink. But honestly, you're truly missing out.
I'll try some.
Just before you're about to drink yours, Julyan goes, "Ah, bah, bah, bah," and plops a marshmallow in for you. And then, like, sort of ruffles your head a little bit. And it is the most divine cocoa you've ever tasted in your life. It is so warming and just... It's really...
probably literally the only one I've ever tasted in my life.
It probably would be, yes. It's beautiful. And he goes, so... Did you meet Bethia? Did you get my flower?
We did. They were unhappy that you hadn't told him that we were coming.
Oh, he gets moody like that. Always has done.
He also made it fairly clear that he doesn't want anyone else to know that his lair is there and the things that are in his lair. So it seemed to be that we had something of an understanding to come away with a flower, and that we could come away with another single flower if you required it, or you could collect them, but I don't think he wants more strangers. So we find ourselves in an interesting business arrangement if you need to elongate a life with herbalism.
And he sort of looks and goes, well, he's a strange one. Where is the flower?
I don't know who's got it.
Has Noella got it?
I assume Noella has it.
Why was the dragon chained up?
You noticed.
We did.
So, when the baby dragon was a baby dragon, he lived with a clan of druids. I don't want to say he was a pet, because, I mean, let's be honest, dragons are marvellous, aren't they? They don't deserve to be called pets. They're their own people, they're their own race, they're proud, but he was very much a member of this tribe. They looked after him, they fed him. They found him when he was merely an egg. Unfortunately, bad people do bad things. And let's just say while he was small, he was taken from his clan. A member of the clan came to see me and asked me for help. To find...
Amara.
He stops mid-sentence, looks at you and goes...
You have to remember that name.
Lady Amara.
Opens all sorts of doors.
She wanted so desperately to get her dragon back. So she asked me for help. I, of course, at this time I hadn't set up this mighty empire that you see before me. And I went and I found where they were keeping Bethia. He was chained. They were using him as a puppet to do their bidding. Horrible, horrible, horrible people. They were ruling the lands with a bit of an iron fist, and, well, frankly, I didn't appreciate it. And to cut a long story short, when I don't appreciate something, I tend to fix things that I deem are wrong. I slaughtered them all, bar 2. And he bangs a cup on the bar, and 2 of the metal constructs come from out of the kitchen. And he says, but I kept 2 of them alive. And they will forever live in slavery and servitude like they tried to make that young dragon. I took him back to Umbraa. And they lived quite happily. But unfortunately, dragons, they grow big. They want to spread their wings. And he deemed that he'd wish to go off and live a more solitary life. We put him in charge of looking after the Elven Crocus. Of course, who better to guard the forest than a literal forest dragon? And there he resides. I go back and see him regularly. We sit and we speak. But his interaction with people changed him. He was no longer the friendly little dragon that he was before. He grew cold. Which is why I think it best that he live his life in the forest with the denizens of the forest. And that, my dear, is why you see the scars from around his neck.
So, who's Mura and where did she come from? Why was she after? What clan was she part of? Was she from? Was she from? Hang on, I've got this written down somewhere.
From the forest.
Is she from the forest of Kiminok?
The forest of Kiminok is indeed where she resides. The guardians of the silver birch and the silver willow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful tribe.
So what does she want with me?
She sort of looks and goes, you don't know, do you? My dear, Amara is your grandmother.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun,
I thought you knew. You speak her name so freely.
dun, 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 dun.
It feels familiar, and she seems comforting, but I don't know her.
But you do. And he places his index finger and pushes it in the middle of your forehead, and everything goes black. And you open your eyes.
Mind bullet.
You open your eyes, and you're being held in someone's arms. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pallid elf that you recognise as your mother. And she sat there cooing you, and you hear a voice. Come now, give it to me. We know she's your baby, but let us see her grandma. And you get passed over into this black-haired, white-faced elven beauty as she sits there. And although she speaks, her mouth doesn't move, but you hear inside your mind, I will always be watching over you, dear. Always. You are my greatest gift. I thank the Moonweaver every day for this blessing. And everything fades back out, and inside it fades again, and you're a child now, sat on the floor in the home in Mythos Loci, crying. You've just been told that your mother and your father have passed away in the war. Amara is stood outside, talking to a familiar grey bugbear. One that you know as Preesh, the blacksmith.
He did tell me that he got messed about with in the that forest.
And Amara's saying, you watch over that baby girl, or I swear to God. And he's like, Amara, please. I will look after her. She's like one of my own. Trust me. She's like, I do it myself, but you know I can't leave the forest. And he's like, Amara, calm down. She's with me now. Trust me. Then she turns slowly back into the dark raven form and flies away. As Preesh opens the door and goes, Noella, it's me. And you're sucked back into the room and you're in the bar of the Lucky Griffin once again. Tears streaming down your face as you realise that while she's never been there, she's always been there. And Quincy goes, not quite the reaction I was hoping for. I'm sorry, dear. Thank you. And you see him straight away put the flour into a pestle and mortar, grind it up, and then put it into almost what looks like a tea strainer, and pour it into a glass and pour some warm water over it and stir it round. And he goes, Darwin! And this little dwarven man comes over and goes, here's your tea. Oh, thank you. He walks back over.
Has that dwarf been in here every single time we've been in here?
Every single time you've seen him there. Noella and Demp, you'd have noticed that this dwarf never leaves.
And he's being kept rejuvenated by these flowers because Thingy wants his mate to also live forever.
I mean, he looks a lot better after he's had a mug of tea.
Is my silent assumption.
One thing I don't understand is if you go and regular visit, why was this so much of a favour that has helped repay one of our favours?
Oh, I was just really busy in the back. Got a lot of cleaning to do.
Insight check.
Roll insight check.
Inside check.
Inside.
You get the impression that he really just had better things that he wanted to do, and he thought, yeah, get someone else to
I'll call him one of my favours.
He says, you weren't in any...
They've got no choice but to do what I say.
You weren't in any
because
sort
I'll
of
murder
real...
them otherwise.
You weren't in any sort of real danger.
I mean, a dragon's always an amount of danger.
No, who runs into a new environment and just starts swinging fists before they assess situations?
I need to sleep.
It's not even that. He wasn't happy that people were in his lair before we'd even spoke.
I told you, he's a moody bugger.
I mean, you didn't tell us. We found out. And then we told you, and you agreed.
I mean...
There were
it seems
poisonous
like-
flowers.
Oh, did you step on the purple spitty ones?
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, they're...
I mean, it's interesting that your door didn't take us to the place you wanted us to go either.
And ruin the chance of a good adventure.
I mean, there is that.
I'm gonna lean on the bar and go.
I got some. I got a poisonous flower out of it.
Oh, you picked one. Wonderful things, those.
You wouldn't happen to have a vial that I could put it in that is going to last the journey through the door?
He pulls out a sort of a mason jar and just goes, "I'll do it."
Thank you.
Not an exact science, is it? Your opening of doors.
You see, time isn't really linear. It's a little bit of like it's more like a wibbly wobbly, sort
Timey-wimey.
timey wimey, interdimensional thing.
So you basically put us in the general area.
Yeah, I got you there.
This was the experiment that you interrupted outside.
Oh, is that what you were doing?
Ian, it's how you work things out, isn't it?
I mean, you could have just asked.
Oh, but where's the fun?
I like you. And this is why I didn't want to just plonk you there yourself. You've learnt something today. You found things. And he looks over at you, Noella, and goes, "And you've learnt quite a bit about yourself today, haven't you, darling?"
I don't like flowers.
He looks over and he goes, "All flowers?
Purple spitty flowers.
Purple spitty flowers. I'll remember that, don't worry." So thank you. I will cross off one of your favours.
Do I remember how many favours we owe him?
I think it's 3.
3.
So is that now 2 or is it now 3?
You now have 2 favours you owe him.
I thought so.
What's his name again?
Quincy.
I can't remember this.
Quincy.
Names are something that I cannot remember. I don't know
confirm.
why.
So, there's lodging at the Lucky Griffin, isn't there?
Yes.
We've stayed here before. I
can't-
mean,
can't
we've
remember.
only... It's... What time is it? Would it be for us? Like how long? Because we left... It was the morning when we came here, and then we got sent there, and then
was
we've come
fine.
back
Travel
here.
through.
It was 5 o'clock when we got to the dragon. It was evening.
So it's sort of like 6, half 6.
Do you wish to stay here or do you wish to travel somewhere else? Noella, do you want to go and find your grandmother, I guess?
She seems to be finding us.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think we've got more world-saving things that we need to do first, like schools and stuff.
Of course. If you change your mind, then we will back you up.
Thank you.
Shall we stay here for the evening and decide on our next destination? We have... Umbra's gonna just do this on his head and kind of massage his temples and be like, there is so much to think about. There are skulls everywhere.
Speaking of skulls, who's got our skull? Okay. I'll pass you the bag of holding and say it's probably better off in here, and I'll give you the bag of holding.
Ooh. Okay. Love me a bag of holding.
Because I don't need to hold
I
everything.
will put the skull is inside a small chest that I have, and I will put the chest inside the bag of holding, assuming that the opening is big enough. It is only a small chest. It's literally like a.
You've been carrying it around.
It just fits the skull in. So
Like it ain't like
Rincewind luggage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as we're sitting, Umbraa will get out his sketchbook and fold out. He's got like a large piece of paper, and on the piece of paper, he's sketched out a map of Somba.
Okay.
That he's kind of collated from his research and places that he's visited, and there's little notes from places that we've been as a group, and there's little red marks on it, and then there's kind of bits of paint and things like that. And just in case it ever goes missing, where we know that the skulls, there are just very small circles inside the names of the places, just hidden in the names. So like where the point where like this is Bastion, inside the A, there's like a tiny little circle.
Okay.
So it doesn't look completely obvious, but it's just like it's part of the handwriting. But obviously I know.
Right. Okay. I get you. So
where
sort of
it
like
is.
you sort of like coded it.
Yeah. So it's kind of written in like a rough code, but it's literally just I've looped in circles into the name of the place, so it looks like I've just double looped my handwriting, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'll lay it out on the table, and I'll say, right, we have one. We know that they have one. Where do
Hall
we
of
want
the
to go?
Gods. Where was Hall of the Gods?
Hall of the
Oh,
Gods.
By
is-
Bastion, isn't it?
By
Yeah.
Bastion, yeah.
So
Honest.
we can go south, or would you prefer to go north, Demp, and
Well,
warn your family?
the Point or Oswash seem to be the best places because we've got hooks into there already.
I agree.
Wash has been warned, and it's a pretty well fortified town. So of the two, I don't know much about the Point. It's a case of which do we think is the one that's the highest priority? Because Wash could probably resist decent size.
Well, the people at the Point, I don't know if they know that
You sent a message, didn't you?
I sent a message to them to research.
Ah, yes. It was
At
before
that
we
point, we are only surmising that the Point is where one of them is. The head of my order may know. We can go there if everyone agrees that is the best course of action. We may want to avoid a few people there, but that is for personal reasons, not for any other reason. But I will tell you what I know about the Point. DM, what do I know about the Point?
You know that it is sort of a imagine like a giant pagoda tower, where like in the middle of the desert, facing the cliff out to the sea. The way your order works is there are different floors to the pagoda, and the higher you progress in your ranks, you get to move up a floor. So the tippy top is like your chief elders, the bigwigs and stuff like that. The bottom is the rookies and stuff like that.
The pyramid scheme.
Yeah, it's multi-level marketing actually. So yeah, you'd sort of know that it's in the middle of the sort of desert, as such.
Okay. So I'll explain all of that and say whereabouts
You'd have been on like the sort of the third floor. You'd sort of passed basic training and passed floor mopping duties. You'd gone to sort of done your first sort of challenges and stuff like that, and you'd sort of ace them. So you'd moved up onto the next floor where you were being given like harder challenges, harder tasks, and stuff like that. It's where like a lot of monks sort of either this is where you either thrive or survive or you get killed.
Yeah.
So you can then move up.
This floor is where I started to go.
Levels?
There is
Did you
8
say?
levels total.
So this floor is where is this why I started to go on missions? Would my
Yes.
brother have been on a higher floor?
Your
and
brother,
he requested me
your
as
brother,
tag along for
your
the...
brother was 5th floor.
So as the way that it works was he was requesting, because they request lower levels for
Yeah.
the missions.
Yeah, you were
So
sort
he
of getting.
was requesting me as
Yeah.
his tag along.
You were getting
yeah.
sort of like if he was like put together a team, you were always part of his team.
Yeah.
He'd always fight.
Sibling perks.
Yeah, pretty much. It got you a bit. It got you a bit of heat in there, to be honest. There was a lot of resentment there,
It's fair.
but you backed up. You know, the
I
claims.
delivered.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, you'd have to be very careful, like moving up levels.
Cool. So I will sort of relay all of that,
Mhm.
and then I will say, we, if you are all happy, we can go there in the morning, or we can go now and stay there.
Julian's already fallen asleep against the bar.
Quincy sort of noticed this and like leaned you forward and slid a pillow down and then leaned you back.
We may need to talk to a few people before we go to the Eld, just to see the lay of the land. I have a few people I can talk to before we go to the main floor.
Does the point have a library?
I would assume so.
The point has a library, and again, it works on the sort of level system. So you are allowed.
Is the library
access...
higher?
No. There's a library in every section. Depending what is in the library depends on what sort of clearance you have.
Where did Sumer end up in one of the libraries?
He'd have had access to the level 5 library, yeah.
How welcome are we going to be in your monastic order?
As long
To
as
go.
as long as they stay with me, they should be all right, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
And we'd have access to the facilities and things.
You'd probably have clearance for some of the public sections, but maybe not some of the higher up. Some of the higher up sections, unless I'd got like express permission from the head of the order.
Cool.
I have a few people I can speak to. So when shall we go in the morning?
I think Julyan. It seems like there's an impression we're going in the morning, but I'm happy either way.
Maybe let everyone rest up.
Quincy says...
Go in there fresh.
He goes, might I interject? While I can't get you straight into the heart of the monk's lair, that would just be very bad. Even I don't have full clearance there. I could get you to Lashik. Then it's just around a day's. Then it's just a day's travel to the point.
I appreciate as close as you can get us.
But again, I'd need a favour.
I mean, the alternative is
We've travelled around so
Where-
many places. Where did we originally go in?
Bastion.
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 So if we left,
So,
we'd go.
back to Bastion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If we went
Oh, well,
back to
I'd
our
assume so.
original place.
We'd be back in that basement.
Mm-hmm. Are we all happy to owe Quincy another favour?
How long is one of the bridges?
The bridge,
Like travel time?
like you're looking at probably 2 days on foot.
I might be able to get us a cart and a horse from the army.
If we were to owe you another favour, could you maybe warn us what we're heading into next time?
I mean, I can try my best.
I mean, maybe warn us that there's a dragon involved.
Did I not mention he was a dragon?
I didn't hear what that was.
Did I not mention that he was a dragon? That's
No.
funny how
Nope.
these things slip
Nope.
your mind.
Well, it does not slip mine. So, if we are going to owe you another favour, if we are going somewhere
He puts
with
his
a
hand up and
dragon,
goes, I promise if I send you to another dragon, I will tell you that I'm sending you to another dragon.
I mean, if you know what you're sending us to, a little heads up would be marvellous.
Can I keep some things as a surprise? I do love surprises.
As long as the surprise cannot potentially get us killed, then
Okie
yes, you
dokie, I can do
surprise
that.
us. For example, a surprise may be, there is a beautiful field there. Then do not pre-warn us, because then I can gaze upon the beauty of the field and be excited about it. But if you are going to send us to a dragon, maybe tell us, there is a dragon there, just so you know, so you don't, have a heart attack
I mean, I don't
when
think
you
I
arrive.
have any other dragon friends.
Oh, I'm so glad.
No.
Wonderful to hear.
I think Bethea's the only one.
Okay. Can we stay where we stayed last time we were here?
I can have rooms prepared for you, yes, of course.
Would Umbraa know whether the point has a permanent magic circle? Teleportation circle?
Would I know that, DM?
For the level that you were at, you were not privy to the sort of arcane aspects of the point.
Did I ever
So you-
hear any rumours?
When
or, like,
you
on the
travelled out, you
grapevine?
always travelled out on foot or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I assume I would have, but did I hear any, any rumours or anything like that? Any whispers that there was a way in and out of the point via teleportation?
Roll a...
Be like disadvantage history check, maybe. 'cause
Yeah,
it's like
roll
rumours
it,
and hearsay, like,
yeah, disadvantage history check.
oh, they are both awful. That is a 10.
You're not privy to anything like that.
Nah, that's fair. I'll just say to Sen, I always travelled on foot to all of my missions, so if we have one, I do not know what it looks like or where it is.
Hmm.
I'm sorry I could not be of more help.
Do I know whether the army had any at any of the big barracks?
Roll a history check.
History check. Where's my history?
Whatever room they've prepared for Julyan, I'll carry her up to a room and tuck a blanket on her.
Okay.
18.
You know there'd be one in both bridge ends. And you know there'd be one in most major cities.
But for army use or for public use or
They're
private?
the ones that you know for sort of like, in case of
moving
emergency, please.
people around.
Yeah. In case of emergency, please break glass. Army use. There'd be 2 in Bridgend, both Bridgends. There was one that would take you to Bastion, and there was one that would take you to the Spires.
So potentially, we could get ourselves to the Spires without a favour, or we can get ourselves to Le Chic. Say Chic.
Break out.
Which is a bit closer. Maybe a day or so's travel, by the looks of the map. Or a couple.
Quincy said around a day.
From the Spires to Le Chic. And then Le Chic to the point.
Oh, yeah, that might be a bit longer.
And there's one at the Spires. 2.
Mm-hmm.
But I think hitting up the point first, being so you've got an in. I don't know. Do we want to owe Quincy another favour?
What about Sunfire City? Would that have one?
But it hasn't got a portal to it now.
Or not one that I know
Not a
of.
military one, anyway. Yeah.
So what do we think? I say in Umbraa voice. What do we think?
I'll turn to Quincy and I'll say, this offer doesn't expire in the next day, does it?
Oh no, not for friends.
Very kind of you.
I'm a very kind person.
It wouldn't hurt to pop back to Bastion and make a couple of inquiries. Would I know whether any of the higher up military would have like a spell address directory or something to be able to get around? Might that be something that
Kitty.
Kitty cat.
Kitty!
This stream is now a cat stream.
It is.
that Price would have like
Stream.
access to?
Yeah, you imagine there's like a sort of, I don't want to say yellow pages of spell
Like
circles.
an address book.
Yeah, but
But there is a yellow
there
page.
is a yellow pages of spell circles. Yeah.
Military ones.
Yeah.
And I would like. It would be nice to be able to get a hold of some way of getting ourselves around,
Yeah.
rather than stacking up favors.
Yeah. Yeah, let us do that then.
And we've got how many scrolls have we got?
2, I think.
I think
3.
I think we had 3. They should all be with Demp, I believe. I think you have you got 3 spell scrolls of teleportation circle? I believe.
I think you should have.
I think I do have them written in my notes somewhere. I don't know if I have them on my character profile, but I believe so.
Yeah, they're like peculiar versions of the spell that means they can be used by anyone.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 3 travels.
They're the ones, yeah, but they are travels to Oracle. They can only go to the enemy's base. So it's only teleportations into the secret base of this cult.
No,
That is
they're,
true. Nope.
they're to anywhere. You've just got to
Nope.
draw the circle.
You've run out the fixed circle.
The spell scrolls that you've got was the same one that Shadow Man used to disappear, which you managed to see the address of, and it takes you to a place which you found out was a.
So when I wrote down fixed circle, you didn't mean like a fixed spell circle. You meant
a fixed
one
place.
specific place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which we really do not want to go to yet.
Yeah.
That is a different thing
Triggering
than I thought we had.
We were discussing whether we could strap it to a explosive device or fire the railgun through it.
But we can ask someone in the military to send us to
Perhaps.
as close as we can get. Well, let us sleep on it and we'll discuss it more in the morning.
And so
Rookie was a spellcaster.
he was.
He might be able to do it.
So you all, well, Jan's already in bed, tucked in by Umbraa, but you all go to your respective rooms.
I'll tinker on the table for a bit.
Can I long rest?
You all can gain a long rest.
Yeah.
Before Noella goes off, I'll pull out the amulet of spell storing that I have.
Yes.
That we took off. Did we take it off the fella?
Mm-hmm.
We took it off the guy that we were interrogating, and then actually interrogated afterwards.
Yes.
And I'll explain what it is, and I'll say, who do you think this is best as an extra spell for one of our spellcasters, or do you think giving a spell to someone that can't is more useful?
What does it do?
You cast a spell into it, and then someone can basically use the spell as an action. But it holds up to a level 5 spell, so you're the only one with level 3 spells, I believe. So you could put like a level 3 Cure Wounds in it, or a level 3 Healing Spirit. I mean, I wouldn't mind a Dispel Magic or something like that, if we could.
Yeah, I think it's best to give it to someone like you, or, well, any of the sort of tank characters where they might need help getting out of a sticky situation. You know, like me and Dem will be potentially back from the combat, so it might be nice for someone to have something that can help them out, where maybe one of the healers or something can't actually reach the close-up fighting characters.
Yeah. I mean, a level 3 Healing Spirit is a lot of healing.
Yeah, it is.
To be able to just go, bam, out of a thing for nothing. So, being as though you're about to sleep, do you want to put a level 3 Healing Spirit into this amulet of spell storing?
Yeah, I can do.
And then we've just got to decide who gets it.
So as you sort of create the spell and you push it into the amulet, you see the amulet sort of pulse and sort of like and suck in the arcane energy. So she's reading.
Yeah, it's fine. I just didn't know whether Q wounds was better because that's if I do that at 3rd level, that's 3d8 plus 4. But that's a one-time use, so yeah, healing spirit's probably better.
And the healing spirit's quite good for out of combat as well, because we can just. Isn't it? It's like. What's your wisdom mod? 5.
It is 4.
4. So it's got like 5 heals of 2d6 a go or something like that.
Yep.
So that's pretty good.
It's pretty beastie.
So it is 2d6.
Is it 2d6 normally? I haven't got the spell up. This is me trying to remember a spell. I've probably read twice.
It's 1d6 for each level above 2nd. So for 3rd, it's 2d6.
Oh, cool.
And then that's a 5-foot cube. And then if you start your turn, you can heal up to 2d6 hit points. So yeah.
So yeah, healing
Cool.
spirit. So you now have an amulet with a level 3 healing spirit in there to go
I'll write that
to
in, I think.
whoever you decide.
Are we thinking?
I'm thinking Julyan. She's got the least amount of hit points, hasn't she?
Does that mean she's just going to go down first?
I was thinking Julyan or Umbraa because, yes, in case Julyan less hit points, but also there tend to be our 2 stealthier characters. So
Yeah.
if there is a big battle, they're the 2 most likely to be able to withdraw.
The benefit of it being Umbraa is that she's probably got the most movement.
Yeah, but it's got a 60-foot range anyway.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. I don't know.
Maybe Umbraa, so that she can cast it if she can see Julyan going down, because they're going to be most likely up and close and personal, aren't they?
And then, like you say, if Umbra needs to get to someone else quite quickly, Umbra's got the movement as well.
If you see Julyan, when you see Julyan going down, because Julyan is small and squishy.
And Julian's just had those fancy daggers. She can't have all the toys.
So I can do 45 feet. I've got feline agility, and I
Yeah.
can use my key points to dash. I can do step of the wind. So I
Which
can
means
do...
you don't take opportunity attacks either.
So you could...
And
Then it's got a 60-foot range as well.
And it's a bonus action, so... And then you can use a bonus action to move the spirit up to 30 feet.
I think you need to use your action to cast the spell.
Yeah, it's
No, casting times 1 bonus action.
Yeah, but to use it...
No,
for
but I mean the
amulet, it's an
actual-
action.
The actual magic item.
Because she's not casting the spell, she's using a magic item.
Yeah, but that's fine, because it's my movement, feline agility, and my bonus action to
Mhm.
dash.
There you
I've
go.
still got my action free to cast the spell.
Sweet.
So it's sort of
I think-
guaranteeing that spirit thing can be anywhere.
From the way I read it, the best way to do it is not to wait until someone's down anyway and just cast it, and then it's there then, and then you just move it towards someone or...
How many charges
move
does
it
it have
closer.
when it's inside the amulet? Is it just the one?
It's one
Yeah.
at a time, yeah.
The charges
But then-
are if
but
we try
when
and
it's
put...
gone, you can refuel it again.
The charges are if you try and put a spell in above 5th, there's a chance that it damages it. And if it damages it 3 times, it just breaks.
It's fair.
But that's not an issue for us at the moment because
None of us can
3rd
put
level
spells
is
that
the
high of a
highest.
level anyway.
Yeah. I don't get a 3rd level spell till I'm like 9th level anyway. So
Okay.
Right,
So-
so...
we're all half casters over here, not Miss Fancy over there
With their full spell slots
with all of her spells.
and her wild shapes.
I know. Bleeding druids.
But druid on our side is definitely a good thing. So we're all doing the sleepy sleeps.
So,
So,
yeah.
Have you had that then, Aim?
I don't know. Well, I
you-
assume give it me in the
Was
morning.
that
Yeah.
was that the
That was the-
consensus?
I got that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure I've had this. I'm sure I've had this. I'm
Kane's
sure I've
got-
had this explained to me before, but so it says recover 27 hit points up to 3 hit dice, or reset maximum HP changes during this rest.
Oh no, you just put yeah.
Is there a button that says long rest?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just click that.
Just hit. All right, so I don't have to worry about rolling dice or
No,
anything.
no, you will be fully healed. So,
Confirm.
as you all
confirming.
gain a nice unsubscribe, Neth. Don't unsubscribe from me. It's him that said it.
What are they called?
As you all gain your wonderful long rest, belly full of warm cocoa, that is where we will end tonight's game.
Woo!
Woo!
Ooh.
So have you added that to your inventory, Aim?
I'm just adding it now. Amulet of
Amulet.
spell storing.
Then in the notes, just put level 3 healing spirit so we remember what's actually in there.
On that bombshell.
On that bombshell.
Oh, it's pretty.
But guys, thank you so
You've gotta wear
much
it.
in the stream. Cancel, Talbs. Don't start. You'll start a snowball effect. All these people will come out of the woodwork. Oh dear. But yeah, so on that bombshell, thank you so much everybody in the stream for watching us derp around rolling dice. To my wonderful players, thank you for playing the game that I have created.
Thank you for having us.
It
Thank
is
you.
a pleasure.
Thank you for running it.
Only
Thank
one
you for not
attack
killing me
throw.
with the tree.
Thank you
And the
for
dragon?
hitting me with the dragon.
Yeah, I do quite like the encounters in this game and sort of how it started as a battle, but then we could stop it being a battle.
Mm.
It's a rarity in D&D. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no, it's not all about fighty McFight face.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway,
Albs learned that the almost hard way in our home game.
yes, I did. Oof. Right, guys, I want to say thank you very much for stopping by, and have a wonderful weekend. Goodbye, everybody. Peace.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.